Hypocrisy.
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to Law-Splaining the Interwebs. I'm your host, Nick Rekieta of Rekieta Law, a small law firm in central Minnesota. And how are you doing tonight? How is the lawtism? How is everything? How is everything? Lol cow uprising? What's the lol cow uprising? What is happening? Oh, no. I'm wearing the same shirt I wore before. You said it was nice earlier. Guys are mean. Oh, my goodness. Well, tonight we have a kind of chilled out show, right? Because we have a kind of chilled out show because I've been covering the Depp trial all week. Had guests pretty much every other day. It's just you and me, chat, tonight. Just you and me, girl. And I figure we can we just kind of take it easy. Talk about stuff. If you guys have some ideas on interrupting me, you can. I mean, I have some stories. I got some stories to talk about, but it's just us. Just you and me and the unbreaded, which we'll get to, of course, a couple hours into the show. SCOTUS issued some rulings today. I have no idea what they are. So I haven't been watching any of this shit. All I'm watching is Johnny Depp. If my beard is starting to two-tone, I have right in here, there's one gray hair, and then there's one over here somewhere. I don't know where they are right now. I'll call them later. Don't know. Do the drinking game. Ooh. Louis Rossman is doing a drunk AMA, half a bottle of Fireball in. Oh, by the way, did we ever resolve the fact that I'm pretty sure he when he said he was gonna like he was that we had been in contact or something, and then I blew him off, that wasn't actually true. Like, I want to get that. I want to make sure people understand that wasn't actually true. That didn't happen. I didn't do that. I had never talked to him. So, I just want to be clear. I would talk to him at some point. I need to probably reach out. Yeah. Victor Phantasm says he's waiting on me to start it up. Yeah, and I need to do that. I actually do. I did not cancel. I mean, I've never talked to him. Never talked to him. So, oh shit, it's Thursday, isn't it? Dude, guys, I have been just sitting around in bliss. But I'm guessing, since people aren't blowing up my DMs, that there's no ruling on the Vic case. Let me just double check real quick. I normally would have checked like 100 times, but man, tonight has just been so chill. I'm just in a good mood. Haven't been NRE, the commitment of Jesus Jesse Gonzalez. Yeah, nope. So yeah, there's nothing there. That's good. That's good. I didn't want to talk about that case anyways today. How much for me to assault some cabinets on stream? I'm not going to assault any cabinets, but I have this Thomas S. More extended cask finish Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey finished in port casks. It is 50% liquor. And I was trying to come up with some rules for a drinking game, a drinking thing, to see if you guys want to ruin my life. But I don't know if I trust you. Because I've seen how you people ruin the lives of others. I've seen your hernia. Yeah, Dapper Wolf, I want to install this 3090 so much. This 3090 Ti. I really do. And I have not had time to do it. Every time someone from chat thinks of the lady in green's tater tots, oh, I'd be dead. I'd be dead immediately. That chick's from Court TV, by the way. She was on Court TV. Oh, no. Take a shot for every pun thrown your way. Oh, no. No. Did I ever try any of High West whiskey offerings? Yes. Yes, I have an empty bottle of High West somewhere. Good stuff. Shots at $5 super chats? No. $20 for a shot, no sipping. After you had $100, we'll install the 3090. No. No way. Here we go. Let's here I'll someone sent me the docs on this one. Where the fuck is my window? Here we go. Oh my gosh, by the way, there's a YouTuber out there named The Almighty Lolly, which is sus as shit, but bear with me on this. The Almighty Lolly has put up a video. It is it's called Just Some Guy, A Story of Arrogance and Grifting. And it is a rather thorough breakdown. A rather thorough breakdown of Just Some Guy and who he is. It's pretty good. I've not finished all of it. I started it. But here we go. Here, check this out. We got this is for you, chat. This is because look, I love you. I love you. I love you. There you go. Here you go. Get your simping out of the way. To the lass in green. There she is with Court TV. There you go. So this is a pretty pixelated, like shitty resolution image, but there you go. I don't know who she is. I don't know what her role is. I mean, she could have just been anybody for all I know. Someone sent me the picture. But yeah, I figured I'd share that with you guys that she was there on Court TV. So we've got what is this? What is this? Whew. We've got some, what the fuck? Seattle man with self-inflicted knife wound exposes himself after setting car on fire. Oh, I have seen this video. Yeah, I don't know if I can even show it because this guy, even though it's like really low res, he's got his dick out. Yeah, I don't think I can show this on YouTube, unfortunately. It's too bad. Because it's kind of a wild time in Seattle. Okay. We gotta get started with the show. I've got a couple stories. Let me pull them up to read. For those of you who are asking, no, I have no idea what's going on with You Are Here. I don't know. I've tried to find out and not really getting anywhere with finding out. So I don't know. I don't know if the show is like on, off. I know they haven't done a show in a while. I don't know what's going on. So if you're looking for me to answer that question, no idea. But yeah, I would humbly suggest that if there's a fat retard out there claiming some sort of victory, that it probably didn't have anything to do with him. Just a thought. But maybe it did. But I'm pretty sure it didn't. But what is going on, I have no idea. Okay. I've got two stories of varying subjects that we'll cover in a minute. I should do a Johnny Depp and Amber Heard recap today, since I put it in the chat. Yeah, since I put it in the title, we'll do it. We'll do a Johnny Depp Amber Heard recap in just a second. Let me get, there were some chats that came in before the show started, and I try to do those because they go away, because YouTube is stupid in how it controls super chats. So let me do this. For the record, I will be on a show tomorrow at noon, I think, Central Time. Whose show am I going to be on? Oh my gosh. Tomorrow I will be on Carrie Smith, Deprogrammed. Carrie Smith. I'll be on her show. Some of you may recognize her from Friday Night Tights. I will be on her live show. What time is that? Yeah, noon Central tomorrow. So, but Carrie Smith, I don't think I've ever talked to her, but I've seen her on their show before. When Jim, I don't know. I don't know. I was talking with Jim. We didn't get nailed down a date today, this week. And he's going on, the debate, the Spurg bait tomorrow. So where he's going to be debating Nick Fuentes and whomever else, I guess. So that's weird. So here we go. Genial Vargas says, does your alcohol palate extend beyond whiskey? I mean, a little bit, but not much. I mean, I like whiskey. I like whiskey the most. I like some gins too. But I really just prefer whiskey. That's my drink of choice. I like wine a lot. Not as much as Johnny Depp apparently likes wine, but I enjoy a glass of wine from time to time. White, red, it doesn't matter. I'm not racist. Righty Rofty Pixels says, any update on having Styx Hexenhammer on? No, no update, because I haven't talked to him in a long time. Things got so fucking crazy. But I'll try and nail something down. I need to nail something down with him. I need to nail something down with Gothics. There's a bunch of people to talk to. Law on the Spectrum says, how can you defend Johnny Deplorable? Sure, he didn't hit her, but words are violence too. Plus, she is bi, so it's a hate crime as well. Adrian Valladares says, hope all is well, Nick. Haven't been keeping up with recent stuff due to being busy and recently finishing the second draft of my first novel. I want to say thank you for your advice in previous chats. After finishing some world building, I'm thinking of publishing the first volume on several web novel sites and building a fan base for the series. Thoughts? We'll catch this on replay. And then finally, I also plan on setting up something like a Patreon for my novel series. And I'd like to ask you what some good alts to Patreon are, as to not have all my eggs in one basket. As always, thanks, Nick. Well, I don't know what kind of content you're going to do with your book, but I'm not the hugest fan of Patreon. But your alternatives are Subscribestar. You've got Locals, of course. I like locals a lot. I like how they treat me, and I like how their system works just fine. And the other one to keep an eye on is Odyssey is starting their own Patreon style service. And I think they're saying that there's going to be no fees on it at all. So you get 100% of the money. I don't know how that's going to work for them, but that's what they say. So, yeah, those are your options. Some people are saying Gumroad, Substack. I don't have any experience with those, but sure, there's plenty. But yeah, as far as like publishing the first novel on several web novel services or sites and building a fan base for the series, I mean, yes. Look, if you can build social media, if you can build a social media fan base that is interested in your book, I mean, you're going to sell books. And if you don't, you're probably not. Sorry. Like these days, the odds of you getting a publishing contract that will put your book in enough stores to sell it, I mean, you're throwing darts at the sun and hoping that you hit a bullseye before it melts. It's a tough racket, but you don't need the publishing companies if you establish a social media base of some sort. But I don't know how to do that with books. I have no idea. So I'm not much help there. Sorry. What the hell? Okay. Next, we've got Spigot84 says, if Drexel asks you to advertise the Baldo on your show, don't. For God's sakes, don't. He doesn't sell the Baldo, so why would he ask me to advertise it? Blackhall Manor says, Nick, did you hear about the cheese factory that exploded in France? I heard all that was left was debris. Very good. Puns will not make me drink. Dirty Dan says, Drex is talking about the Baldo he got over on the Jack show. Go watch that until Rackets is done being late and not straight. Josh Fabian says, can I get a toast? Just got done cleaning my house as it goes on the market tomorrow to start me moving my family to the great state of Florida. Well, there we go. Now we can properly start the liquoring. Girl in green is Chanley Painter. She was Miss Arkansas. Oh, there you go. What's she doing on court? What's she doing in the courtroom for Johnny Depp? Here we go. To Josh Fabian, cleaning up a house so it can go to market. So this thing can get gone. So Josh can leave that phase of his life behind and head to the great state of Florida for new adventures, new horizons, and probably lower taxes. To freedom, to reduce government intervention, and to future trails that your life can follow. Cheers, Josh. Blackhall Manor. Nick, I was at my lawyer's office today revising my will when he spilled his protein shake on the paperwork. I shrugged and told him, where there's a will, there's a way. The puns need to stop. 200 Watt Studio says, get in here, Nick. I want to use your throat. It's happening with Harper says, Rottenborn lost today. Johnny Depp is too charming and really genuine. Oh, and Rottenborn's first name is actually Ben, not David. Ben Rottenborn, lol. For Ben Rottenborn, lol, for real. Why did I think it was David Rottenborn? That's weird. Oh, well. I guess I don't care about his name because I'm an asshole. I also think he's just kind of a fucking tool. What a piece of shit. EMT2666 says, did you hear that? Tennessee has a bill to be signed stating that if someone unalives a police officer while they are DWI, they have to pay child support for the kids they left behind. What are your thoughts on this? I mean, that's ridiculous. child support that's not what child support is for. I mean, they already have damages, right? The economic impact is something that already exists, and economic damages come in a civil suit for a DUI, wrongful death of any kind. So you don't need to do that. Like, child support's a weird thing. Does it end when the woman remarries like regular child support can sometimes do? Like, what's going to happen? How does this work? I don't like stuff like that. Common law already has solutions for these things. Mr. Obi-Wan 2020 says, thanks for the entertainment, man. After my mom passed in October, I switched up my diet and started exercising every day, even after my 10-hour tire shop shifts. 275 pounds to 235 pounds in 4 months. Soon, I will no longer be a fat. A true inspiration, Mr. Obi-Wan. Get it, son. Cheers, buddy. Keep it up. Less fats. Less fats. By less fats, I don't mean the fats need to die. I mean the fats need to skinny. Let's do it. I need to do it. I'm so fucking confused about where I could squeeze in some workouts, but I really, like, I'm getting the fucking itch to start. My injectable meds are working really well. I'm not suffering from my heat allergies anywhere near as much lately, and I'm like, okay, now it's time. I need to find an hour, like every 4 days a week, basically. Let's talk about prepping says, tonight on Timcast, Lauren Southern slugged some Pappy Van Winkle out of a paper cup without knowing it. Rip. Oh God, that's depressing. No. The Goose. I lost my grandfather, Bob, 2 weeks ago. He was my second dad. I lost all my grandparents in 13 months, whom I were all close to. Can I get a shout out and toast to them all who helped make me who I am? Of course, to our grandparents. They're the second stage of parenting. They've done it once. They made their mistakes. They did their wrong things, and they developed and refined their techniques on the canvas that was our parents. And our parents get to mold us and imbue a little bit of our grandparents through them. But it's our direct interactions with them that are valuable when we build those relationships, when they want the relationships and when we want those relationships. And we meld those desires and loves together to create a bond that is special, a bond that is free from the strictures of parenting and open to a refined and less conventional love that involves teaching, wisdom, and guidance. May your grandparents rest in peace, and may you carry their memories on with you into your life. All right. El Ruffian 163, message retracted. Matthew Self says her name is Chanley Painter, local Court TV correspondent for Court TV in Fairfax. Wyatt B says, Nick, today I turned 30. I should interview her, right? Like, probably. What do you think? Should interview Chanley Painter? Wyatt B says, Nick, today I turned 30. Do a toast for my decade ahead. Also, I started following Deering Rittenhouse a few weeks after I started getting back in shape. I'm down 82.9 pounds and 10.9% body fat. Your shaming was fuel to keep going. Thanks, man. Holy shit. Wyatt B. A toast. You turned 30 today. And you have lost a Calvin Klein model. You just reached in to that bulbous, jelly-like physique of yours and you ripped out a waif model and you threw them in the garbage where they belong. All because you are tired of being called a fucking fatso. And that is inspirational. That is truly fantastic. And I hope you nothing more than to achieve whatever further goals you may have with weight loss, with fitness, with health. 30 is a great time. You're transitioning into decades, decades of importance. Again, I'll say it as a man, 20s suck. 30s start to get better. You've got a ways to go, brother, but keep it up with the weight loss and marvel at the respect increases that you get as your weight decreases and your age climbs gently up the mountain. Cheers. Okay. Let's take a break from super chats for a second. And we're going to talk Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard. So today was day 7. Today was day 7 in the Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard trial. And it was a good day. It was a good day for Johnny Depp, I think. It was him on cross-examination the entire day. That was all of it. 7 hours on the stand of cross-examination. And he came across as genuine. He came across as credible. He came across as battered, beaten down, as not perfect, obviously, an imperfect man, but an understandable and relatable person, despite the fact that he's hundreds of millions of dollars. He owns an island, has private planes, dating a fucking harpy. But I mean, on balance, he came across really well. His story is consistent. His testimony is consistent with his previous testimony, of course. His witty Deppisms, his back and forth banter with Rottenborn, I think went in Johnny's favor entirely. I do not think that they came across as grating or destructive or anything like that. I just found it largely to be compelling testimony and a complete failure on the part of Ben Rottenborn. Ben, not David. Fuck, his name is not David. It's Ben, you piece of shit. Ben Rottenborn. I did not find him to do anything at all. Can I get... Here, let's go to this. I just found that he got the better of that Johnny Depp got the better of the encounters, that Rottenborn was asking bad questions, that Depp connected with the audience. He connected with the gallery. You could hear laughter coming from the gallery as he told his stories. His smile was endearing. His disdain for Rottenborn was palpable, but Rottenborn's disdain for Johnny Depp was worse and weaker. Weaker not in intensity, but weaker in effectiveness. And so I thought today was a very good day for Johnny Depp. The lawyers who were on my panel all seemed to kind of agree that the ones who were there at the beginning of the day, like the DUI guy and the lawyer, they seemed to agree that his presence was going well. And those who were there at the end of the day seemed to agree that his presence went well, that ultimately it was a good day for him. And Nate, the lawyer, was there as well. Andrew Branca. We had we had Benjamin Blatt on also. It was we had some good guests today, and pretty much universally people were resonating with Johnny Depp and not with Ben Rottenborn, Amber Heard's attorney. And that's a bad thing. His questions did not land. He was not able to bookend his questions. He would start with a subject. Then Johnny would talk about it and he'd bring up an exhibit. And then it was like he just let it go. He would not bookend it and bring it back to where he had started. And that is bad. If I ask you a question and you give me an answer and I go, okay, Okay, let's talk about that. And I pull up an exhibit and we go through the exhibit. My follow up when we're done, and this is for a couple different reasons: organization, clear delineation of topics for the for the jury and stuff like that. You then ask the question again, but more assholish. So you really weren't being a Southern gentleman, were you, Mr. Depp? Do you believe that is the embodiment of a Southern gentleman? I mean, you would agree that this is not. And he went back to the Southern gentleman comment 5 hours later. 5 hours later. But it was not 5 hours of Southern gentleman strings going on. He should have done that. It should have been within 10 minutes when he got through the first set of evidence that he brought up to counter the narrative that Johnny Depp believed he was a Southern gentleman. Every time he did that, every time he went to the tape, right, he should bookend the finish of that with the same question as before, because those questions are made to make the witness look bad on cross. That's why you ask them in the first place. So then you needle him one more time. And he didn't do it because he was bad. He was bad at it. I don't know why. I don't know if he was rattled. I don't know what his fucking problem is. But it was not good. One second. I've got an article though to prove this is why I think and tell you why I think it's not good, or why it was not good. Here we go. This is why I think it was good for Johnny Depp, not good for Ben Rottenborn. Because the New York Post has an opinion piece out from a chick named Maureen Callahan. And she says, Johnny sinks to new depths. Star's testimony, a disaster class in acting. And whatever intern wrote that headline was masturbating furiously while he did it. You can fucking tell. So here's what she says. Go ahead and give him an Oscar already. After all, Johnny Depp's best performance is also probably his last. Serafini, why do you keep calling him my buddy, Coach Red Pill? Yes, we talked about Coach Red Pill last night. If you didn't catch it when I told you before, Coach Red Pill hated me. He did not like me at all. He was not happy with me. I can't control other people. But yes, we talked about it. And in spite of all of that, I hope he shows up alive somewhere. And as I said last night, alive and not raped. Like I wish that for Coach Red Pill. I think he may be dead. I think he might be dead. I did say the other day, and I still stand by this, that if I were Coach Red Pill, I would take the opportunity to be dead and retire myself and go be someone else. Because I thought that he had turned into something else than what he used to be. And I don't think he was all that great. But that doesn't mean I want him dead. And certainly he was not a fan of me. He and I were on good terms for plenty of time, and then that all changed on a winter's day. So I don't whatever happened to Coach Red Pill, I hope he's alive, but calling him my friend is kind of a stretch. Not a big fan of me. So anyway, with that said, we'll move on back into this article. Taking the stand Tuesday, Depp's hours-long testimony, delivered in a soft, often halting voice, sounded nothing like a strident defense against spousal abuse. Well, here's the reason. If you're talking about Tuesday, Maureen, Johnny Depp didn't get to the issue of spousal abuse because Tuesday he was only on the stand for 3 hours. And those 3 hours were about his childhood. He didn't even get to Amber Heard really until the very last bit of it. And they didn't get into the abuse at all. So why would it have sounded like a strident defense against spousal abuse? That would have been yesterday and today. He tweeted today, the coach is alive. Well, there you go. All because yesterday I wished he would show up alive. The universe is kind to me. To Coach Red Pill, try not to get fucking killed, you old weirdo. It's fake. Well, whatever. Guys, this fucking guy can't even decide if he's killed or not. All right, anyway. Instead, Depp depicted himself brilliantly as a confused, sad, gentle soul who somehow stumbled into global fame and ungodly wealth. I don't think he was confused. This is a misconception. I don't think he depicted himself as confused either. I think his answers were deliberate, not confused. As if the 0.000000001% of people who attain worldwide recognition and fortunes of more than $600 million get there by accident. Actually, sometimes they do. Is a high school dropout who took up acting as a way to pay the bills and stumbled into a Wes Craven picture. Like, that's fortune. That's accident. That's that miracle step. And then sure, you grab the reins and you work hard. I mean, the man's been making films, feature films for 35 years. But it was a lot of hard work to get to Pirates, which is what really catapulted him into the stratosphere on money. At one point, Depp even stood up in the witness box to reenact his mother's suicide attempt. Yeah. Can you imagine selling out a parent's lowest moment for public sympathy? Are you fucking kidding? This is a woman who beat, berated, and abused her children. And then when their father left, because she also beat and berated him, she couldn't take it and tried to abandon her children through death. Come on now. Come on now. This isn't just the diminution of Johnny Depp. We're watching the death of the movie star. What COVID has accelerated, the shift to streaming platforms, all but Marvel movies playing at multiplexes, the waning influence of the celebrity industrial complex, Depp and his peers are actively destroying. This all but Marvel movies are playing at multiplexes? No, only Marvel movies playing at multiplexes is what you mean, but okay. Will Smith demolished decades of public goodwill with the slap. No, stop it. No. I wish I had a newspaper to roll up and beat her. Will Smith demolished decades of goodwill by letting his wife get fucked by his son's friend. That's where Will Smith demolished decades of goodwill. The slap was just the cuck crying out in pain as he strikes you. That's all the slap was. That was it. Keep my wife's hair off her fucking head. That's all that was. It was nothing else. It was such a pile of estrogen exuding out of his nipples that I fucking thought I saw Bruce Jenner sitting in his place. Except if I had seen Bruce Jenner sitting where Will Smith was, I would have said, that's a man, baby. Instead, I said, that's a bitch. No. Will Smith did not destroy any goodwill with the slap. Will Smith went from cool, funny, Hitch. He went from Fresh Prince and Hitch to the guy holding her hand while she gets hollowed out by Chad and Tyrone at the same time. Oh, girl, you're okay. We'll buy you a wig with the money you get from this. Keep with it, girl. I know. Shut up, bitch. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I'll just hold your hand. Fucking hell. It has nothing to do with the damn slap. Cuckoldry ruined Will Smith. Not valuing his marriage. And by the way, Will Smith was cheating, was allegedly fucking chicks, while married to Jada too, not respecting himself, not respecting his wife. And her, why would she respect him? If he doesn't respect himself, why would she respect him? What reason did she have to respect him? Both of those are broken people. But it wasn't the slap that did it. The slap is just the embodiment of what was already happening. Yeah, also, apparently her alopecia was self-diagnosed, so that slap's even more embarrassing. But I got an article. We're going to read this article next, by the way. This is the one. This is even fucking funnier, right? Will and Jada might be getting a divorce after the Oscars slap, and it could be one of the ugliest in Hollywood. This is where we're going, baby. This is where it's coming next after we get done talking about this bullshit article. Imagine that alpha move, right? Marjorie Taylor Greene gets him divorced because he was that embarrassing. He simped for his wife who doesn't respect him. And by the way, you can't simp for your wife unless she doesn't think of you as her husband, right? He simped for Jada Pinkett, not Jada Pinkett Smith, Jada Pinkett. He simped for her. And what do women think of simps? Nothing. They're not even people. They're not even people to women. They are a wallet. They are a fucking ATM, or they are just a doormat. One of those three things. They're not people. And when Will Smith enacted for the world the simp slap, he destroyed whatever last vestige of marriage he had left. And again, it's really fucking embarrassing for someone like Marjorie Taylor Greene to appreciate the alpha move of that. Absolutely pathetic. All right, here we go. Alec Baldwin and his utter lack of remorse. Oh, you put that after this? Fucking stop it. Oh my gosh. Brangelina, the last great grand Hollywood romance. Julia Roberts, once the epitome of an established Hollywood A-lister, she is now making the round, shilling her new show on Stars. Not HBO, not Showtime or Netflix or Hulu. Stars. And no one cares. Yeah, Julia Roberts hasn't been relevant in 2 decades. What is this article? What are you writing about? You could argue that this is the inevitable result of our confessional culture. Just about anything is forgivable if, in reality TV parlance, you own it. No. Look at Will Smith. No, it isn't. Look at Alec Baldwin. No, it isn't. And technology, which has collapsed our biggest stars into Instagram thumbnails, avatars we access and dispose of at will. I thought about this a few days ago after hearing that the late Paul Newman's autobiography will be published this fall. Chance that his memoir contains a whiff of scandal is nil. His grown children have control of the release, but the book is of automatic interest precisely because it's a relic, a reminder of a time when illusion mattered. Post Harvey Weinstein, it's impossible to believe or really to care. We can probably count on one hand how many genuine movie stars are left. Brad Pitt, Leonardo DiCaprio, Sandra Bullock. Like, Leo has his own share of controversy, by the way, because his girlfriends just keep getting younger. Pretty soon, they'll be back in junior high. But Sandra Bullock, like, what decade is this article being written in? Sandra Bullock? Is she in anything relevant at all anymore? Brad Pitt, I mean, don't get me wrong. I like Brad Pitt, but the last Brad Pitt movie I saw was what? The Counselor, which 2015. What's he? What he's in? Their status relies as much as myth making. None are active on social media as professional prestige. And Pitt, unlike Depp, was smart enough to litigate his divorce behind closed doors. Johnny Depp, let's put this out there. Johnny Depp got fucked by Amber Heard, Amber Heard's lawyers, and his own entertainment lawyers, most likely. That joint statement put out by Johnny Depp with his divorce of Amber Heard reeks of entertainment lawyers saying, well, this is what you need to do. You need to do this to protect your contracts. This is how you're going to win this. This is how you're going to be just fine. This will put everything behind you. And that it fucked him royally. So no. Sob story soliloquy. In pursuit of this Pyrrhic victory, fighting for your life, your reputation, your career. It's a Pyrrhic victory, you know. That's what he's looking for. The man has been destroyed. For 6 years, he hasn't even been able to speak because the industry won't let him. He's been biding his time, twiddling his thumbs, and planning for this moment. And you're going to call it an attempt at a Pyrrhic victory? This is his only shot. This is all he has. Depp sat on the witness stand and offered up all his childhood trauma, emotional and physical abuse at the hands of his parents, taking his mother's nerve pills at age 11, his mother's impoverished background, raised in the shacks and hollers of Kentucky, and a jump cut to his addiction to the opiate roxycodone, doing cocaine with Heard's sister Whitney, the pure horror of detoxing. He also testified to the details of his affair with Heard, details their former partners probably did not know until now. Oh, they probably did, actually. For nearly 4 hours, Depp droned on and on. Really, who can blame him? God knows when he'll have next have such a captive audience. He's totally unemployable. I don't think I'm watching the same thing, honestly. He's totally unemployable because he has been labeled as a domestic abuser for the past 6 years. That's what made him unemployable. An industry turned on him without evidence. They turned on him for a movement. They turned on him for convenience. And this is his first opportunity to say, fuck you. It was all a lie. I don't know what she wants from his testimony. Little wonder much of his testimony sounded like an extended masturbatory inside the actor's studio episode. Actually, that wasn't much of his testimony. That was a small amount of his testimony. Depp talking in great detail about his early career where he studied acting, how he created Edward Scissorhands and Captain Jack Sparrow, his diet and exercise regimen for Donnie Brasco, his favorite writers and musicians, and love of his old blues. It never seemed to end. That was honestly 30 combined minutes out of the 4 hours. He quoted himself in an interview he gave to TV Guide in 1989. Yeah. It's because he's consistently held the same value since 1989. This is ostensibly a defamation trial. Yet we heard Depp give such testimony as Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, which I was lucky enough to make into a film with Terry Gilliam. Yeah. You know, it's his history in Hollywood is kind of fucking foundational. He kind of has to go through all of this stuff. And by the way, what Johnny Depp and his lawyers did was the smart approach. If this dumb bitch is sitting here saying that this is the bad approach, what does she want? Does she want him to just jump into the abuse? Well, let's just talk about the matter at hand. No, listen, lady. The matter at hand, the defamatory statements are not enough. They're not enough. You have to remind these people who he is, how he got there, what his career was, how he built it. How did he get $600 million? He didn't fast forward to $600 million, honey. It took 35 years to get there. It took building these obscure roles, being pure to his art, making connections, doing movies like Fear and Loathing. That is a I've never seen it. It's a cult classic though. People love that movie. Meeting people like Hunter S. Thompson, refining his persona, his writing, his craft, incorporating that into further characters. Eventually building Jack Sparrow, which again launched him into the stratosphere, which made him $60 million on the first movie alone. But that doesn't happen without Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas with Terry Gilliam. It doesn't happen without that. It doesn't happen without Nightmare on Elm Street. It doesn't happen without 21 Jump Street. The Charm Offensive. The narcissism was mind-numbing. Do you guys catch narcissism from Johnny Depp? I think there's some projection going on here. I didn't catch narcissism from him at all. I caught lots of other potential issues, right? He might have some sort of bipolar disorder, manic depressive. He may have he certainly struggles with depression, probably attention deficit disorder. Based on his testimony about his past. But for fuck's sake, I did not catch narcissism. That was not on my bingo card at all. But the performance, wow. With his knitted eyebrows, shy smiles directed to his ex-wife. First of all, I don't think he's smiling towards his ex-wife shyly. I think he might have smiled at her when he remembered how beautiful she was when they met, and he said that. His apologies over proper gender terminology, a thoughtful bless you to a sneezer in the courtroom. Again, very fucking endearing. It was easy to forget that this was a spoiled actor who blew up his Disney franchise over drug use, who squandered his $650 million fortune, which, by the way, was basically taken from him, who asked his private female nurse, what does it matter that she's female? You jealous? For drugs he described as some fucking knockout yum yum, and for some morphine to see if my tongue and penis touch, who described her in text as this waste of a cum guzzler and a dangling overused flappy fish market. Woo-hoo-hoo! Oh my goodness. I can smell that stanky whore from here. Jesus. Whom he would like to set on fire and then fuck her corpse, etc. And like the best actors on press junkets, Depp treated every question asked by his lawyer, questions he surely heard over and over in his hours of courtroom prep, yeah, as if he was hearing them for the first time. Yeah. But you think that's acting? Like, really, you think that's acting? He has been probably, if they're spending the kind of money that it seems like they're spending, Johnny Depp has probably spent 70 hours prepping for this. And did you notice where he was actually kind of the best? On cross-examination. And you know why he was probably the best on cross-examination? They probably hired the meanest motherfucker they could to sit there and berate and rip apart Johnny Depp's life in practice over and over again. So that when Benjamin Rottenborn took the stand and started needling away at Johnny Depp, there was nothing they could possibly do to him to set him off. Because some meaner asshole has probably reluctantly, but because it's his job, picked apart, berated, insulted, and degraded every single facet of Johnny Depp. Shit that they probably couldn't even bring up. His goal would be to make him cry on their mock witness stand. That would be the objective of that guy. It's not client abuse. Because that's what they're going to do to you in court. So do it beforehand. Get the worst stuff. Get them used to being ashamed and get them past it. What you don't want is him to hang up on the witness stand from it. And he's probably done it twice, by the way, because he probably did it for his English trial as well. But yeah, so I'm sorry. Just because he spent hours and hours hearing these questions in courtroom prep doesn't mean he knows exactly what question is coming at what time. Doesn't remember every question. You don't have to do that. As if he was hearing them for the first time. His answers sounded totally off the cuff. Okay. At times, the questions seemed to take him by surprise. Maybe they did. Did you think about that? It's possible that they did. He does vulnerability well. In fact, Depp was so charming, I found myself wanting to believe him, even as I knew, really, this was just another act by a dark star imploding. Phenomenal. Phenomenal, shitty piece of writing that was. You might want to believe him because he might be telling the truth. Like maybe that's the answer. Maybe not. I don't know. But notice this. She completely dismisses the possibility that he's been wronged. Why? What evidence does she have that any of the stuff Amber Heard said was true? That he called her a cunt in some text messages? That he said, let's drown her, then burn her, and I'll fuck her corpse and make sure she's dead? Well, again, remembering that that was, like 2 years before they would even get married. Who knows what the context was? It was presented out of context. Calling her a waste of the cum guzzler, was that after she ruined his life? Because some of those texts came after she ruined his life as well. Some of the really nasty ones. The part where he said he hoped that fucking bitch was dead in the back of a Honda Civic. He had been, according to him, falsely accused of domestic violence and his career was spiraling out of control. What would you think? What would you want? What would you say? Well, I really hope she's okay. I'm sorry. What? What do you expect? Insane. Anyway, I just wanted to share that. My thoughts on Johnny Depp are the opposite of this lady. I think he's been rather good on the witness stand. I had criticisms of his team yesterday and the day before. Today, I thought they did really, really well. They did much better on objections today. And they seem to have a much better and more confident courtroom presence today. So that was great. And I thought they had a couple other places where they could have defended their client a little bit better, but I mean, nobody's going to get everything, right? These are nitpicks, and the improvement was marked. So good job on them. Good on them. But so far, I think the case is going well for Johnny Depp. I do not think it's going well for Amber Heard. I'm not saying that to say that he'll win. He is a very, very tough case. Defamation is a very, very tough case. But you got a jury, and that's about all you can ask for. And you get to tell your story, which is the rest of what you can ask for. And this lady's pissed that he's taking the opportunity to tell it. She has no idea what she's talking about. And it's amazing. It's amazing. This is New York Post. This isn't New York Times. Like the Post has some pretty decent takes from time to time. Not this one. Even if you think he'll lose, this is a bad take. And it completely misses the importance of these days of testimony for Johnny Depp. He has not been able to do this in America where it matters. He had the UK thing, but this is on TV. The world is watching. They're seeing Johnny Depp. Just go look at the views. I mean, that people are getting on Depp videos. It's insane. They're gobbling this stuff up wherever they can find it. I should learn how to make short videos. I should get a grip on those views. But anyway, so that's the Depp article. I think the overall case is going just fine for them right now. I'm anxious to see where they go for the rest of it, and there, of course, will be a bunch more to come. Did I get permission from Sky News? No. Why would I need permission from Sky News? I think belong to the same group that Johnny Depp sued in UK. What do you mean? I think what, the New York Post, are you saying? Just get Hero Hey to teach me. Yeah. Hero Hey, how do I make 2-minute videos or less that get 500,000 views all the time? Yeah, Sky News doesn't own the copyright of that footage, by the way. They don't, nobody, Court TV has the best claim as the media coordinator for it. They have the best claim for it, but it's not theirs either. And my commentary is definitely transformative. So very silly. Oh, okay. Next, let me do a couple. Shit. Let me do a couple super chats, and then we'll do next article. Will Smith. Will fucking Smith. Yeah, Lance Johnson, I know. And the plan is to have a second channel that is just short videos and no short videos on this channel, which I should have really done years ago, but I've been stubborn. But I need to talk to some people first, because I need to make sure there will be a steady flow of content over there. But okay, anyway. JL says coworker had her husband die a couple years ago, told me heart attack. Recently drunkenly revealed that they argued and he threatened suicide, and she told him to do it, and he did that night. I don't know what to do with that info. Either run for the hills or hit it and fucking quit it. Stay away from that. That is more baggage than you want anywhere near you. Stay the fuck away from that. You don't, like, I mean, I would be hesitant to hang out with this person in any way. If anything gets even close to relationship wise, get out. Save yourself. Save yourself. That's a whole pack of guilt and animosity and probably some self-loathing in there that you don't want to deal with. Trust me, you'll wake up chained to a fucking mattress. And not in the good way. Frederick Little says, hey, Nick, I've been enjoying your coverage of the Depp versus Heard trial so far. Hey, thanks. Keep up the great content. Also, have you heard about Mike Tyson beating up the guy that was constantly harassing him on his plane ride? Yep. Saw the video. The video's not great, but it's great. Because it's Mike Tyson just turning around, just smacking some guy, and you're like, oh, God, you know that sucks. Just beating the shit out of him. I wouldn't fuck with Mike Tyson at all. Not a bit. I'd hang around and tell jokes with him, but I would not at all piss that man off. Ocean Redux says, Nick, no cap, the rats in Elden Ring drop rune arcs, humanity, farm the crap out of them. Also, you should do a shot for $20 chats. Lol. Anyway, thanks for the content over the years. And remember, chat always wins. If I do a shot for $20 chats, I'd already be dead. Can't do that. Sorry. Eric Allen says, got a client who in college has to do a Title IX against a chick who has been abusing him for the last year. This shiz is pretty bad. Shit, man. Good luck. That's crazy. That's crazy. Bruno says, cheers to you, sir. Have a shot with me if you will. I don't understand the strategy used today. Think Catwoman will take over Monday. They're probably not allowed to switch attorneys during cross-examination. But yes, I'll take a shot with you, Bruno. Cheers, buddy. Well, I'll take a sip. I'm not doing shots, but I'm doing sips and keep the drink flowing. The squid. Fuck. Shit, where we go? The squid says, so I started looking into the book sales of the cuck, and I can absolutely believe he had financial hardships at the time, being ranked 618K on Amazon sales. I just don't believe he thought Chatterbait was a viable income option. Yeah, I don't know, man. I think having witnessed firsthand the income potential of social media, he was on a book tour with his book, right? He's going on podcasts and shows. He's selling this thing. Maybe the Amazon sales weren't so good. Maybe the direct sales were. I don't know. You don't need much. You don't need much of a following to make a living. And I know people make a whole lot out of the fact that he was paid $1.1 million, but he pointed out pretty appropriately on that podcast that it was over 6 or 7 years or something. He's making 110,000 a year, something like that, which is decent money, except when you're in DC, it's not that decent. So I mean, it's like replacing his income wouldn't have been that difficult with the amount of exposure that he had. With the amount of exposure that he had. But I don't know. Who knows? Maybe. But yeah, certainly taking $3.50 to shove dildos up your ass on Chatterbait is not helping you. Radioactive Llama Pajamas says, while you were working hard to give full coverage to the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial, you may have missed this news story. A humble farmer in Minnesota just won the Nobel Prize. Yeah, he was just outstanding in his field. The puns need to stop. The puns need to stop. El Ruffian 163 says, hi, Nick. Can you please do a toast for my wife, Nora, who died a year ago today? She was a mother of our 3 kids and loved by all of her family. She had the smile of an angel and the personality of a Ren and Stimpy cartoon. Oh, I like that. Yes, El Ruffian to Nora. A wife, a mother, a companion, a guide, and a caregiver. With a magnetic, energetic, and enigmatic smile that would light up and bring joy to the people around her, but a personality with just a little bit of Brillo in it, right? A little bit of comedy and just enough humanity and a whole lot of truth. May she live on in the memories of her family and the love of her friends. Cheers. Mm. Squizgar says, Nick, I hit a milestone last week. I have lost 100 pounds since September. 100 down, a lot more than that to go. Going round, celebrate on my birthday, the 27th, with a huge slice of red velvet cake. Yeah, buddy, get it. 100 pounds, 100 pounds since September. That is amazing. That is amazing. You have lost one of Ethan Ralph's tits. You've shed that from your body. I applaud you, sir. I applaud you, sir. And you have that fucking cake. You eat that cake out like prime Courtney Cox had spread her legs. You get in there and you devour that. Don't even use your hands, brother. You get down there. Scott Bain says, I salute Wyatt B., who is so honest, he wouldn't even round 82.9 pounds to 83. Keep on going, sir. Yes. Ryan English says, we're Mormon, so next time you take a sip of water, do it in honor of my brother publishing his first novel. I got a 1-book deal. He got a 3-book deal. Bastard. In another world, I must defeat the Demon King by Miles English. All right, Ryan. I got it. Well, it's flavored water. No, I lied. I have regular water. Regular water for you, Ryan English. To your brother, man, to Miles. That's awesome, man. Getting book deals. You're a good dude. I don't know him, but he's probably good too, I guess. Even if he is a bastard. Cheers, man. Sheldon Hall says, did you hear about Mike Tyson on the plane? You should talk about it. Maybe we'll watch it in a little bit. I don't know. The video wasn't that great, but it's still worth watching, probably. Tank Commando, was the chiropractor able to fix your daughter's broken leg bones today? Will she be able to walk again? The suspense is killing me. She goes to the chiropractor every week. I don't know what her deal was. It's so funny. She's pretty random. I like her. I like her a lot. See, Neil says, if you won't mention Red Panda after this at any time tonight, it was a rough day. You even had my therapist crying today a couple times. So yes, this is a bribe. But Branca in the 80s, damn right, is fair game. Wait, what? Why was your therapist crying? Were you watching the show with your therapist? That's fantastic. Oh, that's great. Let me read this one and then we'll go on to that Will Smith story. Rad Bell says, hey, Nick, lost a cousin to drug addiction. Was hoping you could give a toast because at this point, I don't know how I feel, but I enjoy your talks and takes. Yeah. Yeah, I can. Haircut time. Absolutely. I just need the time to get that haircut. I would love to. I might see if I could get in tomorrow, but I don't know. Going to be kind of busy. To Rad Bell, to your cousin, consumed by his demons or her demons. I don't know. Addiction, man. It is a killer. It hooks you in either a moment of euphoria or a moment of regret and depression. It grabs you at your highest, it grabs you at your lowest, but it doesn't ever let go. And that's the true struggle with it. So no matter where you get it, it will follow you, it will cling to you, and it will suck your soul dry. And we always hope someone can recover, but when they don't and they pass on, at least they're free. At least they're free from the thing dragging them down, and they are no longer a danger to their family. And everyone can process in peace, knowing that their pain is over. Cheers. Okay. Actually, there is. Oh my gosh, you guys, are sending me some big chats here that I want to get right away. Alex Goldberg says, "Help me understand the process for jury adjusting sentence down from 50 million. How do they settle on a smaller number? Thanks again for all you do. Super helpful to understand our legal process. Hashtag 69 for life. And would love you to read this in Mark Richards' voice." Well, let me do that. I didn't see that until the end. Help me understand the process for juries adjusting the sentence down from 50 million. How do they settle, I guess, on a smaller number? Thanks again for all you do. Super helpful to understand our legal process. Hashtag 69 for life. And would love for you to read this in my voice. There you go, Alex. Look, so first of all, a slight error in your presumption is that there's a $50 million verdict that needs to go down. They're requesting $50 million, but there isn't a judgment that's happened. So if Johnny Depp wins, there is nothing. There is zero. There's not a $50 presumption that comes in. They have to go down from. Johnny Depp's team, after winning, if they do, will have to prove whatever damages they're trying to get. So they will have to prove $50 million of damage in losses, which, let me be very clear, I think Amber Heard absolutely cost Johnny Depp way more than $50 million. All right. Practically, reality, way more than $50 million. However, the way that proving out your damages works is you have to prove it on showable damages. Now, he could argue, for example, that he would make 10, 15, $20 million upfront on Pirate 6, or would have if this had not fallen through. But there's a little bit of evidence that maybe Pirates wouldn't have happened anyway. But let's say it would. So they can prove 10, 15, $20 million, but they might say that part of that breaking down was his fault. If he's partially at fault, maybe they don't award him the full amount. Maybe they say, well, he was going to make $10 million, but we think he's half at fault for that. So $5 million. Then you got Fantastic Beasts, right? Another movie. Now, he would make a lot more than $20 million on Pirate 6 because he gets money on the back end. Like on these movies, he tends to make $50, $60 million when the royalties are, the bulk of the royalties come in. They keep coming in, of course, but the box office take comes in and he gets a big chunk of that. Probably would do the same with Pirate 6, but that's all speculative. That's all speculative. We have no idea how Pirate 6 would perform. Let's say Pirate 6 would likely do similar numbers to Pirates 5. I think he pulled in 55 million on Pirates 5. So we could say, well, he'd probably get 55 million. But let's say another COVID scare or something like it happened and they shut down theaters again. Let's say they decide to do a Disney Plus release rather than a theatrical release. Well, you're not going to get those box office numbers, so we don't know what the renegotiated contract is. Suddenly, the grounds have changed. So you can't use speculative damages very well because you don't know what would happen. So you got to get down to just what you can show. So really, you got Pirate 6 maybe, and Fantastic Beasts. And I don't know what his dollar amount is for Fantastic Beasts, but that's what you got. What other projects did he have? I mean, they'll have to argue that, but let's say they've got those two. I mean, I think it's safe to say 20 million or less on those two up front. And if you try and mitigate that down with like, oh, he might be partially at fault or his drug use or his fading celebrity or something, then you say, maybe not 20 million, maybe 10, maybe 5, maybe 15, who knows? But the jury will determine what that amount is. But they won't be doing it with the basis of $50 million. They'll be doing it from scratch off of whatever evidence they put into play. So I hope that helps you. And, he got He got his 16 million on Fantastic Beasts. Well, then he can't include that in damages if he got it. So yeah, that takes away that option right there. But anyway, that's how you determine damages. You have to show what you would have, and speculative damages don't really work. Contracts, promises, they don't, you don't have to necessarily have a contract, but an understanding and a concept that was going on that you could say this is going to happen. Like obviously the next Fantastic Beast movie was going to happen. But you can't like keep going into the future because he could die. He could die in the next year. He could die tomorrow. Now you can't presume he'll die tomorrow or even a year out, but you also can't presume that he'll be alive 5 years from now to keep doing projects. So that's the dilemmas that you got. And a jury will do it the same way they do everything else. They'll come to a decision. Valiant Renegade says, you have joined the ranks of YouTube greats and friends like Yellow Flash and Tug. Your Kyle and Depp coverages are stellar. I love seeing fellow professionals cover pop culture to bring logic to conversations. Cheers from a big fan, 20-year financial guru and fellow YouTuber. Hey, thank you, Valiant Renegade. Guys, it's a fellow YouTuber. Check out his channel, Financial Guru. Maybe you can learn a little bit about the financial system in the United States and maybe get some insight in how to help yourselves. I don't know. I really appreciate it, though. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, let's do this. There's more super chats to read, but let's get back into an article here. Thanks, Rains. Okay, Will and Jada might be getting a divorce after the Oscars slap, and it could be one of the ugliest in Hollywood. It doesn't get much uglier than that right there, frankly. I don't know. I do not think that Jada Smith is a very beautiful lady. Hollywood is, she might have been when she was younger, but she is not anymore. Hollywood is talking about Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith's divorce rumors. After the infamous slap, insiders are fairly certain that the power couple are headed towards divorce after the Oscars incident. The King Richard actor had made headlines when he slapped comedian Chris Rock at the Academy Awards on March 27, 2022. Rock commented on Jada's hair, calling her G.I. Jane, he just said he was excited to see her in G.I. Jane too, which prompted Smith to go on stage and slapped him. The Academy of Motion Pictures then banned Smith from attending any of the Academy's events, including the Oscars. Smith publicly apologized to Rock on Instagram on March 29th. Quote, I would like to publicly apologize to you, Chris. I was out of line. I was wrong. Wait, so did Will Smith stare in the mirror and said, keep Chris Rock's name out your fucking mouth? Like, did he do that? Did he scream into his mirror? I am embarrassed, and my actions were not indicative of the man I want to be. He wrote, there's no place for violence in a world of love and kindness. Jada also released a comment following the incident where she focused on healing. This is a season for healing, and I'm here for it. In her brief statement read, oh, fuck off. This is the season for healing. That's such a shitty statement to make. Like, it's pointless. And again, it's your fault, Jada. It's your fault. You gave Will that, are you going to let him do that look? You wanted Will to go straight hood. The problem is he couldn't. He couldn't shoot him. He couldn't even kick his ass. He just had to do a bitch slap. And it didn't work. But she gave him that look. She said, with her eyes and her bald ass fucking head, you going to let him say that shit about me? Really? You going to let him disrespect me? Will's like, okay, yeah, I'll go. Following the altercation, rumors emerged of Jada and Will splitting. The couple, who have openly talked about their marriage troubles on Jada's show Red Table Talk, are reportedly not getting along after the slap. Oh, I am fucking shocked. I am super stunned that they're not getting along after King Beta pulled it out. What are you doing? What a fucking disaster of a person Will Smith is.
Beta.
Just embarrassing. Here we go. Ever since the Oscars scandal, the tension between them has been palpable. A close source told Heat Magazine UK there have been problems for years, but they're barely speaking right now. She doesn't respect him. She didn't respect him then. She didn't respect him when she slept with their son's friend. Gone. Done. Not open marriage. I got an open relationship. She gets some, I get some. Done. Get the fuck out. Get out of my house. Leave. You're Will Smith. You leave. Go make another movie. You'll have money immediately. Just fucking leave. The source continued that if divorce was on the table, things would get messy quickly. If they were to split, Will has a fortune of $350 million that Jada would be entitled to under California law. Notice Jada doesn't have a fortune of anything. The insider explained it could be one of the ugliest divorces in showbiz history and drag on longer than Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt's did. Jada once revealed that she didn't want to marry Will in the first place. That's new. However, the source did emphasize how reluctant Will is to go through with the divorce. Will obviously doesn't want that, but there's only so much he can take. That's him. Jada's like, get the fuck out. I never wanted you. I've never respected you. You're not Tupac. You're a piece of shit. Look at this man. This noodle of a man. This husk of a human. He's done. Will, the manliest thing you could do is put her on LeBron's or on fucking Kobe Bryant's helicopter. What are you doing, man? Send her to Seattle. Will has made no secret of how uncomfortable he feels about Jada sharing every personal detail of their marriage. Well, yeah, because it completely unmanned him. It laid bare the truth of what he was. Nothing. Take her bungee jumping. He had so much pressure on him from big studios to sell their movies, and you have to be squeaky clean. This is the last straw and could force him to finally end things. Hey, why were you living like this? Why were you living any other way? You're Will Smith. You could, but not while married. You gotta lock your marriage down. If you don't want to be married, don't be. You want to walk around like fucking Margot Robbie and stuff like that? Go do it. Don't be married. Don't be married. Just be Hollywood's Will Smith. Imagine the alternate timeline in which Will doesn't have a bald, domineering piece of shit woman running his life. And instead, Will Smith is one of the most eligible bachelors on the fucking planet to plant it where he wants, when he wants, and walk away from whoever he wants. That's the bizarro Will Smith. That's the literal opposite. Is he's 300, like, remember before Jada, Will Smith, universally liked. Everybody liked Will Smith. Rich, charming, funny, a figment that like everybody kind of like grew up with him. You know, they've known him forever and he's been likable the entire fucking time. What isn't to like? Women would have thrown themselves at a single Will Smith. I mean, I'm sure they threw themselves at a married Will Smith, but they would have happily thrown themselves at a single Will Smith and it wouldn't be a fucking scandal ever. Absolutely embarrassing. Let's not go too far overboard. Are you serious? Dude, Will Smith was one of the most marketable faces throughout the early 2000s. They could have had Will Smith playing fucking Batman, like, and people would have probably been okay with it. That's how ridiculously popular Will Smith really was. Like, it's dumb. It's dumb. Okay. So that's the Will Smith thing. By the way, just desserts. Everything that's happening to Will Smith, he earned it. He earned it. He should have broken up with Jada forever ago. You're $350 million. You're Will Smith. Like, get the fuck out. Pay her a settlement and tell her to leave. Like, just go. Go ahead. We'll split mutually. It'll be great. Well, actually, I want to stick around and fuck our son's friend. Fuck you. I'm going to pay you a settlement. And if I ever see you again, you won't see the light of day again. Right? Like, one day, could be tomorrow, could be a year from now. You'll be sleeping in bed. You'll wake up and you'll see me. And then a pillow will go over your face and you'll hear a pop. And that'll be the end. There you go. That's what he says to Jada. Second, she says, I want to fuck our son's friend. Fuck you. Time to take a bath, Jada. What are these guys doing? They have unlimited resources, unlimited power. Oh, it's over. What the fuck what are these people? The only reason, by the way, the only reason that Jada treats Will like this is she knows that he doesn't have the testosterone to have her fucking killed. Because there are dudes out there who wouldn't have tolerated this shit at all. What she did to his image, what she did to him would be a death sentence in the hood. She what? And it'd also be a death sentence in corporate America as well. Like, what? But she knows he won't. She could just stomp all over him and he'll probably like it. Like Attorney Tom laying on the ground. Jada just, yeah. We thank you. Yeah, we got who was that? Who was that? Ichika or Amira. Here we go. Here we go. We'll do it this way. Wave in the water, wave in the water, Jada, wave in the water. Your bald head staying under the water. Fucker. He's done. Just shove that bitch underwater. Oh, holy shit. All right, let me read a couple more super chats. Janina 2, I haven't looked into the Daybell case. It sounds fucking crazy. But I haven't looked into it, sorry. Let's see. Blaine's Escape Corner says, inspired by you to start a YouTube channel about escapism in anime. I do daily reviews and drunk ranting about Twitter opinions on modern seasonal anime, working on my first 100 and excited to see this little corner grow. Hey, get it, brother. Get it. Blaine's Escape Corner, by the way, is the channel. If you want to check that out. If you're an anime fan, go do that. Eric Allen says, so was JP lying about the bottle of booze breaking his hand? Oh, you mean Johnny Depp lying about the bottle of booze breaking his hand or the feces in their marital bed? I don't think so. Did you see the finger? Did you see the cut off finger? It's not like a nice cut. It's not like they're like, you said you took a knife and cut it off. I didn't say that. I didn't say that. It's not like a nice cut. It doesn't look like a knife. I mean, that would have been a fucking nasty cut to make with a knife. The accordion door, I mean, maybe. I mean, that's the story he told the doctor, but I don't know accordion doors that do that to a finger. It looks like a fucking thing ripped out a chunk of his finger. To me, it doesn't look like he's lying. And then as for the pooping in the bed, no, I don't think that's a lie at all. Like you can see the shit, and it certainly didn't come from a dog. It looks like that turd is infused with red wine. I mean, frankly, it does. It looks unhealthy. That looks like red wine and heroin made that turd. Yeah, I don't think he's lying about that at all. Luna Yoshimi, I mean, he did lie at the doctor, right? Like he said he wanted to keep Amber's name out of it, so he didn't say that she chopped it off. Luna Yashimi says, I just saw on court TV, and apparently Johnny did very bad and the lawyer got under his skin. But that's not what I saw. Also, that his career is over. Completely doubt it. Media is being super biased. Nothing changes, sadly. Yeah, I don't think that Johnny did really bad, and that the lawyer may have gotten a little bit under his skin, but not to a negative degree. And I think that Johnny got more under Rottenborn's skin than Rottenborn got under his. I don't think he rattled Johnny on the stage to some to some major degree. Joe Schmo 1 of 3 says it's amazing. Lawn Cucks commenters on their recaps do not buy their shit. They slant headlines against Depp, but not one commenter is on Turd's side. Yeah, if you're a lawyer watching this, I mean, look, guys, it's not a coincidence that when you're watching like these things on my channel, and I'll have throughout some of these trials, 6, 7, 8 lawyers come in and comment. And many of their comments are consistent, right? Like their overall opinions are relatively consistent. That's not like a consensus isn't a consensus, but it's not like we get together and talk about this stuff. And it's not like any of us are afraid to share our own opinions. So the reason is you're having people look at this, and I'm not counting me, but you've got real like several different professionals, and I'm loving some of the new people I've been bringing on because they're actively practicing attorneys in various areas of litigation. I think it's really cool, and you can see them saying, "Yeah, no, this is going well, this is going bad." You can just hear it right from them. It's not an accident like, that they're all coming to the same conclusion, and that it's different than the media. The media has been on Amber Heard's side from the beginning because the media has to be a Me Too organization. But it's crazy to me. William Smith says, I hereby lay claim to the title of Will Smith now that I, a random dude with the same name, am 10 times cooler than that other cuck. Great Scott says, have you reanalyzed the last recording of the day? Hard to hear, but it was Johnny talking about a knife with Amber really intimately and weirdly threatening in a hotel room. Was that bad? He was talking about cutting himself for the purposes of marking himself for her. Was it bad? I don't know. It wasn't abusive. It's him saying, I want your mark. I want you to cut me. I want you to do this. Do this for me. Do this to me. So because of you, I don't think that was in any way indicative of him abusing her. Some people may say it differently, but it's not like he was like, if you don't love me, I will cut myself and harm myself. It wasn't, in a weird way, it wasn't harm. It was a mark. He said, I want a scar. The scarification, by the way, is very popular. You don't typically do it with like just a normal knife, right? You do some other things to make the scar prominent and particular. But that being said, like scarification has been around for a really long time and is kind of popular lately. But yeah, I didn't reanalyze the video recording. I didn't have any trouble really sussing out what was going on. At first I did, but like once it kind of got into it, it was pretty clear. Snuggle Struggle says, Rackets, did you see Tug's latest video? No. Possible solicitation or attempted jury manipulation, flyers being allegedly found around the court favoring Amber, bias statements littering the locale with agitprop, perhaps. I mean, maybe, but that doesn't, the jury's cars are not parked outside that courtroom, most likely. So, I mean, I don't know if it's attempted jury manipulation or anything like that, but certainly there's somebody who wants to get a message out, right? Skyrim 96 says, how accurate is The Bull, the TV show, since you're a lawyer? Don't know. Never watched it. I don't really watch law shows because they get really fucking annoying. Didactics with David Lopez says, I tried the old wear the condom after the fact for a day. Didn't work. Still caught chlamydia twice. Do not recommend. Eric Allen says, my demons won't hold me back today. Love something with your interpretation. Wait, what? I don't know what that means, Eric. Tag me. What are you talking about? Are you asking me to do something, or are you just trying to be inspirational for the chat? Love something with your interpretation. Jackson Kai says, a toast to you this time so we can drink for you. To Nick Ricada, he makes us laugh when life goes wrong. He gives us a place to be ourselves, but most of all, he always knows exactly the right thing to say. Cheers. Oh, thank you, Jackson. I appreciate that very much. Bruno says, so when could Crazy Cat Cunt could make a comeback then? I guess Johnny Depp's team will make a comeback and the Amber Heard too. Unfamiliar with the U.S. system, but green is my new favorite color. Yes. Yeah. So the way it's going to work is the crazy cat lady, she'll get, I mean, she can cross-examine any of Johnny Depp's witnesses. They had Rottenborn do this one. I think he was the right guy to do it. I just don't think he's doing a good job. But yeah, she's been doing cross on some of the witnesses, and she'll likely do cross on some of the others. She could be on direct as well. Amber Heard's team will get to make their case in chief after Johnny Depp's case in chief is done, and then Johnny Depp will get a rebuttal. So once they're done questioning witnesses, Amber Heard's team gets up and they get to call their witness list, and that's when they should be making the majority of their case. Emily Baker and Tug got copyright issues on videos today from TMZ. Yeah, I saw it was Johnny doing the slamming of the cabinets. TMZ claimed it. You want to know what's interesting about that? So if TMZ claims ownership of Johnny Depp slamming the cabinets, that means that TMZ likely bought the rights to that video from the author. Who's the author of that video? Who's the author of that video? Amber Heard. Amber Heard. She sold the video to TMZ. That's the short video I should do, right? She sold or gave the video to TMZ. Why? Why would she do that? Nicholas Cruiser, California is not a one-party state. California is an all-party state. Thomas Motor Company says, thank you for all the laughs, inspiration, and insight. For your viewers who enjoy motorcycles and moto vlogs, I would appreciate the views, subscribers, and input. That's Thomas Motor Company. Thomas Motor Co., if you want to check that out. All right, let's do another article here. Oh, you were making a funny. Oh, sorry. Sorry, Nicholas Cruiser. I'm in autism mode, man. You can't do this to me. All right, here we go. This is some bad news. I'm not happy about this, guys. Being Mortal production suspended due to complaint against Bill Murray for inappropriate behavior. Here it comes. Here it comes. Following the news that production was suspended on the Searchlight for film Being Mortal, sources tell Deadline the suspension had to do with a complaint made against star Bill Murray for inappropriate behavior. It is unknown at this time what his involvement in the project will be going forward, as the investigation remains active. Insiders add that Aziz Ansari, who is starring, writing, and making his directorial debut on the film alongside his partner Yuri Henley, was not part of the complaint, nor was co-star Seth Rogen. Searchlight said it does not comment during ongoing investigations. The complaint, fucking piss off. Complaint was filed last week. Production was halted on Monday, and a decision ultimately was made to suspend production going forward as the investigation continues and next steps are decided on. Cast and crew were told about the production being suspended last night in a letter sent out by the studio. The film is based on Atul Gawande's nonfiction book, Being Mortal: Medicine and What Matters in the End. Principal photography had started March 28th, and sources say it was halfway through for the production halted this week. The plan was to release the film in 2023. Unknown if the suspension will affect release. And that's all we've got on it. But they're now coming for Bill Murray. It's going to come for all of them, and they better learn. They need to learn. They're all in a pit of vipers. They're in a pit of vipers because here's the thing with celebrities. They all have something to take. That is the recipe for an accusation. Do you have something to take? If you do, they're coming. Because what they take from you, they may not even get it, right? Like Amber Heard destroyed Johnny's movie prospect. She didn't get his money. She didn't get that. She didn't steal it, but she took it away from him, and it translated magically into clout, into attention, into notoriety. When they come for Bill Murray, they may not get the money that he loses. They may not get the roles that he loses, but they get the attention, the clout, and they remove him. If you're a man in Hollywood, especially if you're well off and moneyed, you may consider getting out and leaving the country at this point. You may consider leaving. Get out. Just go. Why would you stay in this environment? if you're one of the people who's made it, who's done, right? Like Bill Murray. Well, I'd say Bobby De Niro, but he has to fund his divorce or whatever. All right, here we go. Cynthia says, toast to Ethan, the chat's Hoosier. F-boy with a thing for older chicks and dirty talk. He's straying to Shri, happy birthday, and Amy, she just got here. P.S. Mandy and C. Goody are discussing the master of their domain. God help us. I mean, do I have to toast to that? I think I do. I think it's required. Slightly offensive. Hey, what's up, buddy? He says, going to bed, but excited to jump on soon. Oh, I can't wait, man. I can't wait. Hit me up. I hope you're doing well. I would love to. I can't wait to do another show with you, Elijah. By the way, I can't wait to do a slightly offensive show with you where I can go be really unhinged. To Ethan, the chat's Hoosier, who's a fuckboy, apparently, with a thing for older chicks and dirty talk. Ethan's moving, it seems, away from Cynthia and into new turf. Shri and Amy, watch out. He's a lady killer. And I mean that in the murder fashion. Cheers, Ethan. Slightly offensive. I'll text you. I'll text you tomorrow, buddy. Have a good night, man. Okay. Eric Allen, thank you for the donation. I don't know what happened to your message. Valiant Renegade says, Nick, this shout out is for the wrenches. We YouTube folks cannot survive without y'all. Yeah, New Orleans boy, we still say y'all. Everyone in chat raise a glass to the mods. Wrenches, much love. To the mods. May your figotry carry you into the Elysium fields of all of the anal pleasures you want, you fucking gays. Shit. Woo! Brian Law says in Jack Murphy voice, the cucks are the talk of the town because everyone is totally obsessed with us. Obsessed with us. He wrote the lisp. Sorry. Whew. Okay, I've had a little bit to drink, so that was extra funny. He wrote obsessed. Sorry. The cucks are the talk of the town because everyone is totally obsessed with us. Move aside, chuds. It's our time now. People will remember 2022 is the year of the cucks. Ooh, woo. Oh my gosh. Eric from Wisconsin, may I ask a toast? My son was born recently. Atticus Rasmus, last name. Born April 12th, 2022, 9 pounds, 14 ounces. That's a big fucking baby. Congrats. Many jokes. Congrats, man. That's awesome. May you have a long life that is as blessed or more than mine. Oh, Eric, yes. To Atticus Rasmus, last name. Recently entered into this world, a world of turmoil, but a world of promise. A world of boundless opportunity with some pitfalls. May he have guidance from his parents as he navigates his way to something greater than they could ever dream and ever be, as all parents hope for their children. Peace, brother. Cheers. All right. Eric Allen says, ugh, not again. Bruno says, so does each side get equal time with each witness? No. They could kind of work that out if they wanted to, but no, I mean they get whatever time they need. Will auction house Heard get grilled by both sides too? Oh yeah. Yeah. So, okay, so here's how this works. Right now, they're in Johnny Depp's case in chief, which means Johnny Depp's side calls a witness. They do direct examination, which is open-ended questions. And then when they're done asking their open-ended questions, which means not yes, no, effectively, tell me the story, narrate this, tell me what happened. When they're done with that, the other party, Amber Heard in this case, gets to come up and do cross-examination where they will ask leading questions to try and sculpt the narrative with facts that they're pretty sure they know. They know the answers to these questions, so they'll ask the questions in a way that suggests the answer. Leading questions are appropriate for cross. They're how you do it. And they will get Johnny Depp or whoever to admit to facts that build the story and support the story that they're trying to sell. That's their job. That's what they're trying to do. Then Johnny Depp's team gets a redirect where they get to counter some of the stuff from that cross-examination. Oh, I should say cross-examination is technically limited to the scope of the direct examination. We haven't seen if this court is enforcing that or not, but once cross is done, they get a redirect in which they can then address the scope of the cross-examination. Then there might be a recross, there might not. Once all of Johnny Depp's witnesses that they want to call have been called, they will rest. They'll rest their case. And then Amber Heard's team will get to do the same thing. And in that case, Amber Heard's team will call witnesses. They will be on direct. So they'll ask the open-ended question, and Johnny Depp's team will get to cross-examine them. So yes, Amber Heard will 99.9% be called by her team as a witness. She almost has to be. They had to be witnesses. They had to tell their story. So she'll be called up, and his team will get a chance to grill her in the same way. Yes, absolutely. Darian Edwards, you can't play Cuckold Simulator on Twitch. It is a banned game, and if you play it, you will be banned. Trouble Lord says, closed on a house Monday and move on the weekend. Awesome. Congrats. I fucking hate moving, but I hope yours goes well. Jason McConnell says, I wasn't gay. Then Nick made me a mod and released my inner Murphy. Now cock is yummy, yummy, yummy. Jason McConnell's so gay that when he runs out of cock, after a while, he just squeezes a Go-Gurt into his own anus just to feel like there's someone there. Let's see. This is the night show, baby. We're here for disgusting debauchery and horrific jokes. Oh my goodness. I apologize. Sort of. I completely apologize.
I am not suicidal. That's what I was about to say. Okay. I am not suicidal. Okay? I am not suicidal. I am innocent, and I am not suicidal. And I am not suicidal. And if anything happens to me when I go in there, I did not do it to myself. And you must all know that. I am not suicidal. Okay.
I'm just sitting there reading the chat while that played. I'm sitting there reading you guys just being in rampant and utter disgust for that. Here, I do have, we got a little bit until the unbreaded, which is coming, but I do have something to talk about. Let's see, where are we? Fuck. Let's see. By the way, guys, I reached out to Pippa I reached out to Pippa and just said, hey, waiting on your management. Would love to do a show. And Pippa pinged them. So hopefully we can get it done. I am looking for, what am I looking for right now? Oh shit, I'm looking in the wrong place. Where is it? Here it is. Okay. Let me duplicate, move this over. This is a tweet by Andy Worski today that is magical. Look at this thing. Andy Worski says, this photo is actually insane now. Look at this thing. So here's Andy, Ethan, Ralph. By the way, Ethan is literally standing on something right now. He's literally trying to make himself taller for the picture. He's standing on a thing to be taller. And I'm not fucking joking. Here's me, of course. Look at how young and fresh I looked. Oh, so cute and innocent back then. And then here's Coach Deadpill. Look at this picture. Holy shit. And then, yeah, this photo is actually insane now. So Coach Red Pill hates all three of us. Hated, maybe, because he might be dead. Ethan Ralph hates Coach Red Pill, Andy Worski, and me. So he hates all three there. This is like one of those math or logic problems. Andy and I are fine, by the way. So we're good. I don't hate any of these people at all. Like, I don't even hate Ethan Ralph. I just find him to be a fat retard. And Coach Red Pill is dead. So I guess, like, how do you hate that guy? I don't know how Andy feels about Ralph, but he sure makes fun of him a lot lately. But like, this is just a couple years ago. We're down in Knoxville, Tennessee. We're all collectively making fun of Tonka Saw. And look at today. This is how the internet works. This is how the internet works. I need to go back to no beard. I mean, I had a beard. I don't shave down to bare. But when my hair is short like this, I tend to shave it down. But when my hair is long, I leave the beard a little longer. So there you go. Nice rack on Worski. Yes. Phenomenal. Stop saying he's dead without confirmation. What are you, CNN? It's a joke, man. It's a joke. Calm down. Someone said he tweeted earlier. That's why I'm saying he's dead. Because he tweeted out, so he must be dead. I have no idea. But yeah, look at this picture. This is, so if you guys don't know, if you're new to the channel, and it's always weird talking about things over and over, because I know roughly what I've talked about. And so I'm like, oh, I talked about it, then it's done. But the way YouTube works is so funny that there are so many people who come in who will never have heard something I said, even if they're regular watchers of the show. They'll miss it because it's like 3 hours a night, and maybe you missed that 10-minute segment that happened or whatever. A lot of, like, some people don't know that Coach Red Pill hates me. Like, they don't know because they missed those shows where I talked about it. So I didn't do like a specific show. I didn't do a quartering like my channel is under attack from Coach Red Pill. I didn't do any of that stuff. I didn't do like a call out video or whatever, but I talked about it on various live streams when the subject would come up. So some people don't know that, like, Coach Red Pill, because he and I we obviously in that picture were fine, but he decided that he hated me, which was his choice. I don't know what to do about it. And so I made fun of him, right? Like, because that's what you do. When people hate you, you make fun of them because it makes them hate you more. You always make someone hate you more because they're not going to hate you less. This is the internet. They can't afford to do that. They're not going to hate you less. So you just make fun of them and they hate you more and it's all good. So, but some people miss that. But if you don't know this saga, this was really early in my channel. And Andy Worski agreed to fight a crippled retard named Tonka Saw. And this is from the early days of what's called internet blood sports. But they had a show called The Morning Kumite. And Andy and Tonka Saw were co-hosts. And then like Ralph was a co-host. And then things, The Morning Kumite ended. And then it became the Kill Stream over on Ethan Ralph's channel. And they had a pretty sizable community for a while. I mean, the Kill Stream was doing shows regularly with 8,000 people and stuff like that. And it was kind of nuts. It was kind of nuts. It didn't ever make as much money as people thought, though. I want to point that out. The Kill Stream in its heyday, at the absolute pinnacle, made 16 grand a month, which is not bad money. That was the tip top. And it's been a fucking plummeting Zeppelin since then. So every time Ralph talks about how much he makes, just know that's like the peak that he ever made, and he'll never make it again. But so anyway, this whole internet blood sports drama was going on, and Andy agreed to fight Tonka. Tonka called people out to fight in real life all the time, claiming he was this excellent fighter. Turns out he's like a little twerpy guy. And he called out Andy to fight, and so Andy said, "Yeah, I'll fight you." So he set up a professional MMA event in Knoxville, Tennessee, and that's what this was. This was the Knoxville event that we all went down to. The problem was, of course, that Tonka Saw ended up not filling out his paperwork and getting disqualified from competing professionally in Tennessee. He could not do a sporting fight in Tennessee. And then he tried to like get them to move it to Georgia or some bullshit like that, or something stupid. Virginia. I don't remember. Some other state that was close to Knoxville. Tried to get him to change everything and just go down there, just drive down there for the day, which was absurd. People had booked planes and everything, but he fucked up. I had Tonka Saw on the channel. I had Tonka Saw on the channel for an interview, and that was a big like kickoff point for me, because it was a good interview. We did it. And so you may not know that, but so then Lady Rackets and I went down to Knoxville for the event because it's just a giant fucking party, and it was a ton of fun. We had a good time, and those were simpler days. Then everybody turned to shit. Like everything went to fucking hell after that. Jeff K says, "I've got zilch. I just want to contribute. Num happy pills and powder. All the best, Johnny Depp. Lol. Loser in a suit. Oh my gosh, with a big donation. Thank you." He says, "The ghost of Kharkov is going to haunt you in 7 different angles if you keep talking, buddy." Perfect. Thank you. Here, I want to read this chat because it's important, and I don't know shit about this. So this is Beauty Bomb with Carol. Hi, Carol. Welcome. She says, in opening statements, Amber's team claims she used Milani concealer palette their whole relationship. Yet palette wasn't released until 2017. They were divorced in 2016. Depp's team should impeach her on that. There you go. That'd be great. IPSRI says the best stream was the 2 guys who fought and one called him a pedo while you went to pee. That was pretty fucking funny, wasn't it? Dirty Dan says, I went from Ralph to you because of Knoxville. Best decision I've ever made. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I agree. Okay. All right. I think it's time. Don't you guys think it's time? You know what it's time for, right? God, can we? No. Where'd it go? Fucking hell. I ended up somehow killing my window. Just a second. Well, fuck off. Get this window open. There we go. Oh, there. Perfect. Perfect.
Unbread!
It is time. It is time for our daily unbreaded. Let's see what we got here. Whoa. Page 5. Holy shit. Whoa. I've never even read these pages. Page 5. We're in for a treat, ladies and gentlemen. So if you don't know the Daily Unbreaded, this is a segment of the show where we read one page at random from the Ballad of Matthew C. Harris, a UCLA philosophy professor who wrote a book, an 800-page book, and posted it to the UCLA philosophy forums. He was subsequently arrested for threats of violence that he made in emails to the UCLA philosophy staff. This is a PhD from Duke University who was employed by the UCLA, to be a professor with a PhD and teach a class in philosophy. I just want to point that out because it's so fucking funny. Here we are. So I read this. I have to moderate a couple of the words, but we try to be as true as possible to the text. Here we go. Executed with assault rifles. Death to America. This book is dedicated to domestic terrorism and violence by Binger for victory. Death to all lessers and nations. This book is dedicated to world dominance by the Binger, U.S. slavery descendants. Genocide them and loot everything. This book is dedicated to the death of all the Binger enemies. Death to America. This book is dedicated to unlimited wealth for my Binger. Death to America. This book is dedicated to killing everyone I hate. Death to all unworthy men, traitors, and infiltrators. This book is dedicated to rounding up the enemies in the dead of night. Death to America. This book is dedicated to my Binger who use violence. This book is dedicated to my wives. Death to America and all unworthy men. This book is dedicated to conquering the all others and exterminating all lesser men. Death to all others. This book is dedicated to killing the lesser men and taking their women. Death to all lesser men. This book is dedicated to blowing them up where they live, sleep, and work. Death to America. This book is dedicated to the Matt Harris's eternal global totalitarian takeover. Death to all my enemies. This book is dedicated to the Matt Harris's dominance of all living and non-living things. Death to my enemies. This is dedicated to protection of my Binger so that they grow stronger, so that Binger control the world, so that the world fears Binger, so that no other men survive, so that the Matt Harris controls everything, so that I win this dream. All unworthy people are villains. Don't act intimidated. Don't surrender to unworthy people. They're all villains. Black Lives Matter should have been a terrorist army, not a hip trend. It should have been called Binger Lives Matter. It should have been completed dedication to the genocide of all men who are not Binger, not to dribble, dribble, dribble. Not all are qualified. The only simping I need to stop is sympathizing for the cracker and the bike and the yellow mongoloid and the Ottoman and the red mongoloid and the African. Smart and dumb don't mean what you think. It means as there is only oppression of different styles of thinking by enemies who seek to keep Binger's soul down, but Binger ain't taking that anymore. Cracker and bikes shall die. Blinks will not replace Binger and seal our movements and our energy. Red mongoloids will not pretend to be cool while they got no souls and wish they were white. Africans will not steal from Binger while they clearly do not understand shit. Rap ain't for them either. They lost. You are all mongoloids, including you Sacagawea thought bloods. Fuck cosmopolitanism. Binger don't need to pimp themselves to the world in order to have honor. Binger have integrity. Binger are worthy more than what they can sell of themselves or impress upon others. Binger are worth more. Reality is not for them to understand. No more waiting for them to pat you on the back and say, you get it. Reality is not theirs, and they do not understand it. They are not the truth, nor do they understand the truth. They are liars completely, even to themselves. There is nothing to discuss with them. Our point is only to dominate. Our being is only to dominate. Our mission is only to dominate. Binger are only to dominate. All of this world is mine, and it's time that you leave. I'm bread. There we go. There we go. Woo! Woo! Oh my goodness. I'm feeling extra black tonight, I guess. Woo! So there you go. That was our daily unbreaded. That thing is fucking great. Like what? Who could have thought that some fucking weirdo would just drop in our lap this random manifesto? Like who would have thought that would happen? Mandy Karavichus says, you just ruined Gogurt for me forever. Now I'm going to imagine the LawTube logo as a Gogurt and a butthole thanks to you, Nick. I hate / love you. Look, it's just a lonely fixer. That's all it is. There you go. Unbreaded and Mike Tyson voice or Bill Murray next time. I cannot do a Mike Tyson voice for an entire page of reading. It's like I can do an Elmo voice for a little bit or a Kermit voice for a little bit, but you start getting into paragraphs and it fades. It's not easy to keep up. Navasa says, have you read the entire thing or do you go random page by page? I go random page by random page. Yeah. I've skimmed a couple of the pages, but really outside of the reading, like specific readings that we do on the show, I have no idea what's in there. My eyes red. Look, I was into it. You got to put your soul into it. Can you do a Johnny Depp voice? Maybe. I did one on the fly, I think early in the show today. Not this show, but the previous show. And it was pretty good. But I don't know. Do unbreaded and Ron voice? Oh, God. Oh shit. Well, guys, why don't we do the rest of the super chats? And then I'm gonna go stupidly. So dumb. I should just go to bed, but I'm gonna go onto Twitch. I'm gonna go onto Twitch. There's been an Elden Ring update. And we gotta see how that's going. So I'm a fucking idiot and we'll do some Twitch. All right, let's do super chats. By the way, you guys are the best. this you guys seriously make this the best job on the fucking planet. I don't know, like I can't imagine what would be better, right? Like I mean I can think of a job that would have been pretty comparable to this. During the shooting of was it Batman and Robin with Alicia Silverstone and Uma Thurman? Yeah. Alicia Silverstone's suit was like that pleather material or whatever. It was so tight. They had to Vaseline her body to get her into the suit. And at the time, right, this is long before I was married, I thought that'd be a pretty good job. Right? That'd be a pretty good job. You Vaseline up Alicia Silverstone, help her get into the suit. You can deal with that. That's good. That was it. I don't know about Alicia Silverstone now, but back when that was going on, and especially when was that? Batman and Robin. 1997. Woohoo, baby. Yeah, that's perfect for me. I was a teenager. Star Trail says, "Thank Mrs. Rackets for letting us enjoy your fuckery all the time." Oh, Star Trails, I'm thanking Miss Rackets on Saturday. So if you guys don't know, I do this every year. Before anybody gets the wrong idea of this is not me like fluffing off for something. Every year, Lady Rackets and I, for the past 6 years now, I think, we've been invited to the Make-A-Wish ball here in Minnesota, the Minnesota Make-A-Wish ball. They have a formal event. It's got a really nice dinner and a charity auction or whatever. And so we dress up, we dress up nice. She wears a nice dress. Usually, we go shopping for a dress for her. And I wear a suit and we go hang out and we get to yuck it up as sophisticated people for an evening. The reason I mentioned that, it is a charity auction, but look, we go for the good food, the open bar, the entertainment, and it's fun. And we might get something at the auction. We might not. Probably will this year. Don't know what we're going to try and get, but usually some fun stuff up for auction. But some of the stuff goes way too high, like not even close. I think they had a last year, if I remember, they had a guitar signed by like Aerosmith or the Rolling Stones or something. It went for like 50 grand. It was fucking crazy. Some of the people at that thing have a lot of money. But yeah, we go to the Make-A-Wish ball, and so that's this Saturday. Lady Rackets and I will be there. That is how I thank her for all of the time I get to spend on YouTube. Will Jim be there? Yes. I should invite him. Hey Jim, show up. Maybe we can get you a wish. We'll send you to Disneyland, you fucking cancer aid riddled bastard. But anyway, yeah, I got my suit slacks tailored. I did. It was perfect. In Hermantown by chance? No, this is at Mystic Lake Casino. This is at Mystic Lake Casino. Crusade is viewing, says she's going to leave you. I doubt it. Buddy, we're in for the long haul. Okay. How high would you go for a signed limited edition Warhammer book? These are all signed limited edition Warhammer books. All of them. But for charity, I'd go pretty fucking high. All right, here we go. Let's do these super chats. Jeff K says, legit, I live downtown. Next time you're here / don't already have plans, meet up for drinks. Yeah, man, my parents used to live in the Twin Cities and I was there all the time. Since they moved to Florida, I'm not there very often anymore, which is kind of sad because I liked going to the cities, but if I'm there, man, I don't know how to get a hold of you. What are the odds of the Gunt showing up at Make-A-Wish? Oh, he can't afford a ticket. He can't afford a ticket. Sorry. Like, I mean, I know Ralph likes to flex on himself or whatever. Ralph talks about how much money he makes. I don't know why he does that. Ralph doesn't make any money. Like, I know he likes to pretend he does. But it's objectively obvious he doesn't. It's, you know, whatever it is. And there's not a problem with like the amount of money he makes. The problem is his boasting. That's the weird thing. Like, why are you doing this, buddy? Stop. It's not impressive. That's why Kiwi Farms has coined the appropriate term for Ralph. He's a wigger. I remember that term from high school, and he embodies it perfectly. He is 100% a wigger. That's who Ralph is. That's the only thing. Who boasts? Who boasts in what you make and what you do? Who does that? Like, you're an idiot on the internet, like all of us or whatever. We don't boast what we make. We're blessed for every fucking penny that we get because we're just a bunch of dummies, right? Like yelling into a microphone. We probably shouldn't make anything in all honesty, but we get to. We have the best job on the planet. He said, I'm the biggest in the sector, top to the bottom. I'm the best there is. Whatever. Okay, Ralph. Sure. Whatever. Why are you boasting? We just happen to be in the right time in the right place and have the opportunity to do this. Some of us were homeless or whatever, like Ralph, or he had a home. I'm joking. But it was, some of us got the opportunity. That's it. Other people with the same opportunity would probably do it better. We're just here. Boast not, be humble, be you. Don't ever let weird shit like this change you. If you ever wind up in a strange position of being on the internet, because you can see what it does to people. Again, look what it did to Ralph. Look what it did to like Coach Red Pill. Look what it did to those guys. Look what it does to people out there. It's kind of scary. All right, here we go. It's happening with Harper, says Rottenborn lost today. Johnny Depp too charming and really genuine. Oh, and Rottenborn's first name is actually Ben, not David. Ben Rottenborn, lol, for real. Oh, shit. I read that one earlier. Mandy Karavich says, that darn bottle looks like a bowling pin, you shyster lawyer. David A. Hamilton says, you should find something nonviolent to do with some throat tonight. C. Neal says, oh, crap. Hold on. I'm going to get a bottle and a trash can. Oh, fuck. M.A. says, my job starts back up on Saturday. No more being poor. Yes. Oh, my gosh. The no more being poor is important But dude, I remember when I was out of work, and I was out of work for a year between working for Thrivent and then going to law school. Because I tried to get a job around this area, and like nothing was hiring my skill set at all, right? Like retard who with a writing degree who had worked in banking didn't they didn't want me anywhere. And so I spent a year like trying to find something to do, and it was one of the most depressing years of my entire life. It was almost as depressing as working for Wells Fargo, but I would rather be unemployed than work for Wells Fargo again. But it was so fucking challenging. But it wasn't the money that was the thing. I mean, we were living on credit. That that credit still in some ways haunts me. The amount of credit we had to do for that year, that lasted forever. But that being said, it was the no work. It was the directionlessness. It was the loss of identity, the loss of things to do. Like, what the hell do I do during the day? I don't understand how people are unemployed. Like, I don't get it. Like, if I don't have something to do, I mean, thank God I have a show. I know I'm going to do that basically every night, and then twice if possible, once during the day and once at night if I can work it out. But if I didn't have that, I'm like, I don't know what my days would be structured around. I don't know what I would do. I don't know how I would identify. I mean, certainly I'd be dad and husband, but I think men in particular, I can't speak to women. I'm not a woman. I don't know what you guys feel, but I think men in particular need something to do. They need to that's how we identify who we are, is by what we do. And so yeah. So MA, congrats, man. No more being poor is good, but also just the fucking work is just fulfilling. Even if it's shit work, it's fulfilling because it's yours. Connor Taylor says 69 for 69 shot. Lol. I'm not going to do a shot, but I'll do a sip. Nick and structure. Look, it's a loose structure, okay? It's just something to help me mark what day it is. Mixed a lot says, that's what drugs are for. To Connor Taylor, 69 for 69. FS says favorite Bible verse. I don't really have one. I mean, the funniest one is the one where it's in Deuteronomy, and it's the one about if a woman tries to intervene between two men who are fighting and she accidentally grabs the genitals of one of the men, then she has to have her hand cut off. That's the funniest fucking verse in the entire Bible. Right there. No, I don't have a favorite verse. I don't go by verses. I think of the Bible in stories more frequently than in verses. And I'll tell you this: the one thing I love the most about the New Testament, about the stories about Jesus and Paul and the other apostles, is that they, and this is what I try to do. I'm not great at it, but they minister to the health of the person, the physical need, the immediate physical need, and then they talk to them. Then they minister to their soul. And I think that's what's missing from America and Americans. Like, we all want to preach we all want to preach at other people and tell them our ethos or whatever, but we don't do anything to take care of the person first. And I'm not talking about the government. Fuck off with that real quick. The government is the worst vehicle for compassion, charity, and support that exists. I'm talking about just you. And it doesn't mean you pay for their housing or their health care or whatever, but maybe just sit down and give them a piece of bread or something, right? And that's what you saw throughout the New Testament, is these guys would sit down, take care of the immediate physical need, and then speak to their lives. We want to skip that step these days. We want to just tell people how to live and what to do. And I think that's the big failing that we have. Anyway, you guys got me drunk. Now I'm waxing poetic on the Bible. Holy shit. What is happening here? Howdy Doodly Champion, the Diddly Doodler says, watched the almighty Lolly's vid on just some guy and saw how much you were featured on it. Likes Lolly's vids. He has 16 plus hours of Berserk reviews. There you go. Yeah, I've only watched like 10 minutes of it. I want to watch the rest. I want to do that. Yeah, Jesus never met Paul. Saul went around killing Christians before he turned into Paul. Yeah. Well, I mean, he was always Paul and Saul. He was always both. He just had two names, but because lots of them had a Roman name, he was a Roman citizen, and their Hebrew name. But that being said, that doesn't change the fact that he ministered to the needs of others. Your take on Ralph burning the Nora bridge down? Like, Nora was the purest thing about Ralph. What a retard. What is he doing? And she hasn't even spoken since like their divorce. So I don't know what he's doing at all. Don Baca says, Alita did well today, as did Emily. Yeah, I saw. I modded Legal Bites for 8.5 hours today. We had 12.6K in chat and got her to 67K subs and Hogue to 60K. Great. Fantastic. I'm glad things are going really well for her. He's burning bridges with Odyssey right this second. Oh, is he? Is Ralph talking to Odyssey on Twitter right now? What a fucking disaster this guy is. Let's see. Let's see. I'm not seeing him arguing with Odyssey right now. He's still like streaming on Odyssey, so I don't know what his deal is. Odyssey responded to a Jim tweet. Wasn't that yesterday though? Corey Cass says, no. You forgot Judges 3:22 when Ehud kills the fat king and the fecal matter came out. That's good. You know, the other Bible story I like, we focused on this in my, I used to teach, Sunday school to the high school kids at the church before I started YouTube. Once I started YouTube, I stepped down from doing that because my show is spicy and I didn't want any controversy with it. But there's this great story in Esther. And it's when Esther is exposing the guy. Esther's like uncle saved Xerxes' life, right? Like a long time ago. But then he's doing some fuckery, and one of Xerxes' generals sees it, and he's like sets out to punish this guy. And so Esther calls him out in front of Xerxes and says to the king, she's like, what would you do if you found out that that someone was going after this man who saved your life? Because this man, he prevented an assassination, I think. And Xerxes is like, oh, my wrath would have no end. So Xerxes storms off, right? And this guy knows that he's the guy that she's talking about. So Xerxes leaves and he drops to his knees and he pleads to Esther and he goes up to like grovel before her and he trips and he falls and his face goes right into her vagina. And Xerxes walks back in at that exact moment. He's like, what the fuck are you doing with my bitch? And so then the guy, Xerxes is like, build the fucking gallows. And then the next scene, he's swinging. He just gets wrecked right? And Esther's like, not too bad. Fuck you. Is good. It's a great scene. That the Book of Esther is pretty cool in general, by the way. Hentai protagonist moment. Yeah, and so when we were doing the Bible study, I'm talking to these kids and I'm like, okay, I'm not going to say this didn't happen. But look at the storytelling that's going on. I'm like, this is a comedy. This is a joke. This is hilarious. That's why this story has lasted for thousands of years, is because it's funny. The Bible is funny and interesting, and it has all these different storytelling genres in it if you look for them. But you should look for them because the genres might dictate how serious the books are, and then it'll tell you how to read them, what you're supposed to get out of them, because you get different things out of a comedy than a drama, right? But it's a comedy. And it might have happened, might be embellished. I don't know. It might not be embellished. It doesn't matter though. Like, look at how it's written. Look at the genre of this story. It's fucking funny. It's great. Good fun. Okay. Anyway, let's see. Reese Jones says free weeb novel for 10 chapters, then charge $5 on Patreon or the like for advanced chapters. Or web novel. Oh, that's the suggestion to the guy who chatted earlier. Nick Kahn says Chanley Painter's feet pretty enough for my tongue. Oh no. See Goody says you're a lawtist with law tits. You need exercise. Souls Under Siege. Hey Nick, can you please raise a glass for my father Bill who passed this morning? He was a great man that loved his family and they rarely exist these days. A veteran, firefighter, cop, and a great man. To Bill, who passed away this morning. A firefighter, a veteran, a cop, a man dedicated to the service of others, a man dedicated to his community. Most importantly, of course, dedicated to his family. A rare breed, a hard man to find. A good man is hard to find. And sadly, there's one less of them out there tonight. Cheers, Bill. Rest in peace. Jen Pachiro says, I need some advice, Nick. I have a pet cat and pig, and they're harassing my grandpa. What do I do? You have a pet cat and a pig, and they're harassing your grandpa? What do you do? Put them away. Like, put up a fucking gate so they can't bother your grandpa anymore. C. Goody says, credit to Cynthia for law tits. OSPDY says, I'm a 51 years old and went from 275 to 190 pounds, and you had nothing to do with it, lol. Great. That's even better. I'm so glad that self-motivation is fantastic. Oh, wait, is that a joke about Nick Fuentes and Ethan Ralph harassing Jim? If it is, that was subtle enough and I didn't get it, and that's beautiful. Perfect. Brian Law says, holy crap, that lawyer's name is actually spelled Rottenborn. You couldn't possibly have a surname that's more on the nose than that. Ryoji Mata says, I clipped out you saying I was focused on periods when you were talking about that Pixar disaster. Lol. Oh, good. Perfect. Righty Rofty Pixels. I think Almighty Lolly's name's purposefully off-putting. Dude's got base takes and his content kicks butt. Would love to see him on your show or Flashcast. Yeah, I've never heard of him today. So far, the first couple minutes of the video I like. Colo Sign, welcome to Paralegal. And Cynthia, welcome to Paralegal as well. Hello, Cynthia. Legion Shorty says, thinking about selling my house in Utah and using the equity to pay cash for a house in Tennessee, Kentucky, or North Carolina. I need to get away from the California transplants, Romney, and dwindling water supply. What advice do you have? Dude, if you don't have ties, get the hell out. Don't go to Kentucky. Go to Tennessee. I don't know about North Carolina, but go to Tennessee. Kentucky's got a Democrat governor. I think Kentucky has an income tax. Tennessee has no income tax, if I remember right. There's a Republican governor. Tennessee is based. Kentucky is cuck-pilled. Go there. Go there. Sean Strickland says, Will Smith, a proud member of the Liminal Order. It's happening with Harper, says, never seen a Pirates movie. I know that's crazy. Love Benny and June. Oh, dude. Benny and June's a good flick. Love Edward Scissorhands. Great flick. Next movie night with the Hubs is Pirates 1, Team Johnny Depp. Pirates 1 is really good. It really is. Pirates 2 is okay. Pirates 3 gets really fucking bad. Loretta Silvermember says, on Sydney Watson's channel, she made an update in the community tab saying things aren't going well behind the scenes if you are here, if anyone is curious. Yeah, that's what I'm hearing. But my understanding is that's kind of been a long time coming, but I don't know. It's not my story to tell, and I don't even know it. So Coach Deadshill says, comrade, no need to worry. I'm alive and well. And then something in Moon Runes. Socratic Method says Rottenborn was going back to the UK trial because it's what worked in the past. So if so, Rottenborn is lazy as fuck. XL Arts, will they bring up Amber's ex-girlfriend she beat to court? They can't. Unless she opens the door, which she might. She beat Johnny and her last partner she had. Right now, they cannot bring up her arrest for hitting that chick unless Amber opens the door at some point during her testimony, which is possible. S. Cybertaz says, can you explain to Fuentes how Snitch made reporting channels and sending DMCA takedown requests for stream sniping the debate between Jim and Nick would be? With Jim being a participant of the stream, can he grant the rights? Technically, no. The rights are on the person who is creating the content, which would be the owner of the channel, technically. But it would be bitch made reporting any channels and DMCA takedowns to people stream sniping if the stream sniping is adding sufficient transformative commentary. I mean, copyright is a real thing. Like, you do have it, but I mean, it's bitch made in general, and they should just fuck off with it because it's the internet and we're in a new era. But technically legal to file a DMCA if it's in good faith and you think that they're violating your copyright. Yeah. But if there's a significant amount of commentary, then they're not violating your copyright. So fuck off. Nomadic says, new side gig cameo. How much to have you MC my wedding? I don't know, man. Where is it and when is it? Let's see. Ishailson says, this article is kind of scary idea of how Vic would have been treated if he was a public figure. Oh yeah. Mako, what is your thoughts on American Honey Wild Turkey Whiskey? I don't tend to like flavored whiskeys, and if I'm not mistaken, that's a sweeter whiskey. I don't like sweet whiskeys that much. I kind of like the sting. But I have not had that, so I couldn't give an honest assessment of that one. Also, I rewatched your video raking just some guy over the coals after watching Lolly's video. Yeah. Timothy Reaper says, did you hear about the gay ops outside Depp's trial? Yes, we talked about it earlier. Colin Stevens, Nick Fuentes is threatening to sue anyone who stream snipes and the viewers of each said stream of his bedwetting for Ralph event he is planning for Jim tomorrow. Is that even remotely realistic? Does Nick Fuentes have $100,000 a lawsuit? Like, you're going to sue for what? Is it copyright infringement? Again, if it's sufficiently transformative, then no. And the amount that you're going to have to pay to make those lawsuits is crazy. Crazy town. But like, look, I don't care about Nick Fuentes or whatever. I don't care about his political takes, and he can have them. I'm not here to argue. People have asked me to debate him. I'm like, on what? I'm not interested in changing his mind on anything. I'm not familiar with all of his positions, but I don't really care about most of them. you know, especially the ones that involve cat boys. But this is showing just how fucking bitch made he is becoming. Like he was the bad boy. Like he was the brazen in your face edgelord. And now he's like, well, oh, false flag everybody who makes fun of me. Are you really? Like, why? Who cares? Someone made fun of you. Who fucking cares? Who cares if someone makes fun of you? Now, that's different than defaming people. But DMCA, by the way, isn't the way to deal with defamation. But it's different than people defaming you and lying about you or whatever. I don't flag fucking anybody except the goddamn like Malaysian channels who flat out steal my content and like upload it with a new thumbnail. Like those, I'm like, hey, let's just take this down. That's bullshit. But yeah, like people making fun of you, you're gonna flag them? Really? How long have you been online? Harvey Weinstein says, keep politics out of pooping. C. Neal says, Tyson is a sweet human, but don't steal his tiger. I can hear coming. I can hear coming in the air of night. Sam Uri says, Nick, what's your IQ? I have no idea. Hopefully above 85. Clumsy Clairvoyant says, first part about Johnny Depp's dad daring Cross was shameful. I mean, kind of shameful. I kind of think it was shameful that Johnny hoisted him up as like a great man. He really mitigated his actions towards him. But, you know, I don't know how you deal with a shameful set of parents. I have nothing but pride in mine. My parents are great. They didn't punch me. Walter Deadman says, it's Deaf History Month. I didn't hear about that. Keldrick says, accept your punishment. Joe O. Flesh and Bone says, I'm drinking because you're drinking. Salute to you. Rottweiler says, a cannibal once said that he doesn't eat lawyers because they taste so lawful. Johnny Depp says, don't know what happened to that Honda Civic. Dude, that's why you got to be friends with Elon Musk. You put her in the back of a Tesla and launch her into space. Looking rough, Nick. Just looks like you need some sleep. Of course I need sleep. Trial time, I always need sleep, man. I'm operating on 3 to 4 hours a night. Joe O. Flesh and Bone says, I'm not cheap. I'm from Australia. Cheers, mate. Janina 2 says, here you go. Here you get more jail time from drugs than murder. Holy shit. The Real Saint. Love you, bro, but I'm jealous of your 3090 pickup. Also, I'm the world record holder of Super Gunt 64. Let's go. Fantastic. That's phenomenal. Yeah, I really want to install the graphics card. Hopefully I can find time on probably Sunday to do it. Hyper Alpha Philly says, can you motivate me to continue writing my novel like how you yell at fatties to stop eating? Motivate you? You need fucking help? What are you doing during the day? Oh, I need help writing my novel. Oh, I got writer's block. Sit down and fucking type. Put your fingers on the keyboard and type. If you're not typing your novel, type something else. Type a poem and then call yourself gay. Then throw the poem in the fireplace, burn it, and get your manhood back. And then type your fucking novel. If you want to be a writer, you better sit the fuck down and type. You have to write. You have to not stop writing. You don't have time. Somebody else out there is writing when you're not. Somebody else out there is putting out a chapter when you're not. Sit down and write. Why are you on this show? What are you doing? Take it. Take it. If you're not working harder than you've ever worked in your life, then you don't fucking care about what you're doing. Get your ass in front of the keyboard and type the fucking book. Socratic Method says, when Mr. Salty tells us not to donate, he unknowingly creates a sort of financial Streisand effect. It's his ADHD superpower. Lol, the salt must flow. Mothership says, have you watched the police video with Amber Heard describing the event? Nope. B. Ivory Law says, what should a lawyer wear to court? A lawsuit. Joe O. Flesh and Bones says, Edward Scissorhands was doing my head in. Dude, it's a great show. Great movie. I love that movie. Fair and Balance says, I'm a news anchor and had your Rittenhouse lawyer facepalm clip in the opening monologue of my newscast that day. I died. I come from a family of lawyers, showed them you, and now they watch you and love you. Cheers. Thank you, Fair Balanced. Fair and Balanced. Much appreciated. Thank you for that. Spit Cobra says, sadly, I have missed a lot of your coverage on the Johnny Depp case. Overall, how do you feel his legal team has done? They were weak the first couple days. They picked it up today. They're doing better. So Joe O. Flesh and Bones says, what I learned from today's trial is violence works. Socratic Methods is literally a porns movie called Edward Penis Hands exists. Of course it does. Selrin says, look up a pic of Trey Smith, Will's first kid with his ex-wife. Then look up a pics of Jaden and Willow. You can see the difference right there. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Of course. And NRB Film says, I'm sorry, Will. You're going to have to speak up if you want us to hear you over the sound of how loud the glare is coming off of Jada's head. Wish Chris Rock had said something like that when Will yelled. C. Neal says, how many Hollywood wives have drowned, shot, etc.? I have no idea. John Mitchell says, can you give a shout out to my buddy's YouTube channel, SOGTV, as Johnny Depp? Well, I think the reality is you need something. And for the pain and the fatigue, and SOGTV is what I would use when I needed it. There you go. I hope that worked for you. FS says, Nick Fuentes calling you stupid live on air right now over your DMCA tweets. Okay, cool. He can call me whatever he wants. Finlax says, despite how woke Hollywood is, when do you hear them bitch about DiCaprio? Never simp. True. Well, there's a little bit, not too much. Not too much. Strategic Defense Concept says, hey, Nick, you should look into getting Top Music Attorney on YouTube as a guest. She talks music and copyright law. She sings as well on a second channel, plus not bad on the eyes either. Might make for interesting content. I have no idea who Top Music Attorney is. Sounds interesting. Keshav Batra says, remember how hilarious it was when Depp referred to Turd's dad as a cartoon cowboy? Also, are the majority of Depp supporters right-wingers? Because I may not be a Republican, but I'm a Depp supporter. I don't know if the majority are right-wingers. You're going to find a lot of right-leaning people around my channel, just in general. But that's just how the internet kind of works. But I think Johnny Depp has a lot of left-leaning people. Some of the right-leaning people don't like him because of stuff he said about Trump. I think you're going to find he has a strong support across pretty much all demographics. Garvia Loken says, who's shorter, Squats or Attorney Tom? Attorney Tom. Squats are way fucking taller than him. John Mitchell, Bill Murray's old. Suck it up and let him touch the tatas. Chimp in a bow tie. It's all credit to Depp for how controlled he was of his emotions, never being rattled by snarky cross. He subtly and charmingly mocked Born Rotten to the gallery with a smile and a wink. Love him for that. Igor Slagathor says, seeing the lawyers for both Depp and Heard would have hired any of them? ? If you were Depp, what is your lawyer dream and why? I don't know. I don't know who you hire, but his team has left some things to be desired. Jose Baez is a great criminal attorney, but I don't know if he's civil attorney. But if I murdered someone, I would call him first right now. Top Music Attorney, aka Miss Crystal. Let me throw her in the old window. Top music attorney. There she is. Okay. Maybe. She has a TED Talk. Maybe we'll reach out to her at some point. Ethan Hall 7276 says a toast to Cynthia. Uh-oh. A toast to Cynthia. Try not to pour too much more. I don't need to get hammered tonight. A toast to Cynthia from Ethan Hall. Yes, I'm in my early 20s hitting on older women. I like maturity. Sue me. Yes, I'm a Hoosier and a stud muffin, but she's the only feminist lib I'd hook up with. So cheers to that. To Cynthia Hall, the only lefty for all of Ethan Hall's rights. Cheers. Beauty Bomb with Carol. I read that one. Igor Slagathor says, would you happen to know whatever happened to that Mr. Medicare guy? He was pretty funny. Last I heard he had cancer, but I don't know if it was a joke. No, he has cancer. He has cancer. He took about a year off of the internet, really doing treatment. But his he does a monthly, at least, show at the end of the month, the Chud month roundup or whatever. It's really fucking funny. But tomorrow night he'll be on a debate on Cozy TV with Nick Fuentes, debating Nick Fuentes and whatever else America First actually is anymore. Socratic Method says, when I go get gas, I have to refrain from shouting unleaded. Nervous Sip says, when are we getting unbreaded merchandise? That's a good question. Bad Vibe says, Benny and June was two crazies in love. Depp and Turd is just about a crazy bitch. As Richards, I would walk 500 miles and I would walk 500 more just to be the man who walked the fook out the door, if you know what I mean. Vienna Waits for You says, I take my daily unbreaded on rye, but hold the mayo. Justin had a baby. It's a boy. Message retracted. Thank you, Justin, for that. Shit. Where did we go? Here we go. Caranx says, and you will know my name is the Lord when I lay my bingers upon you. Brody Z, unbreaded is a gift to the universe. Love it. Ocean Redux says, hey guys, is anyone up for some Go-Gurt? Donut Swan. While you were reading that, I was shopping on my phone and thought it was written by a guy named Binger who was really feeling his oats. SD Alex 46 and 2 says, when you finish this book, it means 800 episodes have passed. I know it's so much content. Vapid Zero says, I'm not for him getting cucked by that German girl. Imagine all the content you'd miss out. Or if not for him getting cucked by that German girl, imagine all the content you'd miss out on. One man's pain. Young Nick Ricada. You fucker. He took the picture from the Coach Red Pill picture and put it as his profile. Young Nick Ricada says, hello there, future me. Look how old I've become, but I did age like wine. I look handsome. Also, I see future Ralph. Why is his body growing cancer? Space Force Commander says, how do you feel about the orc army for 40K? Look, I like orcs conceptually. They're funny. I love the lore behind them. I really enjoyed the War of the Beast, but in general, I don't like orcs as an army. Like when I play Dawn of War and stuff, I don't tend to play orcs. When I play Total War Warhammer, I don't play orcs. I don't know why. I'm just not a big fan. Probably racism. Asia Frazier says, Miss Oldbag voice, Matt Harris was right. BLM's a terrorist organization. They just operate a bit more slow paced and covert than his method. Ocean Redux says, dude, the update is crazy. They buffed everything in Elden Ring. Even the Horfrost Stomp got rebuffed. Teresa Hoisington says, I toast to page 5's plunge into madness with, of course, a nightcap of Kula toasted coconut rum. Perfect end to a crazy day. My world has been upended this past year. Thanks for respite from the stress. Teresa, I hope the stress goes away and that you no longer need a respite, but choose to come here out of joy. Cheers. Socratic Method says charity fund. Oh, thank you. Justin had a baby. It's a boy. Another message retracted. Walter Deadman says, Ralph, you shyster lawyer snake. I can afford thousands of tickets. Cops pull me over all the time to give them to me. Igor Slagathor says, Warhammer 40K or fantasy? I like 40K better than fantasy. I did like the Sigmar book. I enjoyed it. And there's some fantasy stuff I like because it's fun. Like they're fucking funny. But I prefer 40K. What are your armies? I wish I don't have any armies, man. I have a couple kill team squads. I have a salamander squad. I have a custodian squad. That's only 3 models, I think. And I have some gray knights, just a little tactical squad that people have made for me, but I don't have time to play. I wish I did. And I don't have anyone to play with. Minor Death Watch, Death Guard, and Astra Militarum. Jackson from Igor. Jackson Kai says, now I'm just imagining Ethan Ralph putting spinners on his Honda Civic and burning out the parking lot. Man is wigger rich. I hope the truck is empty. You should imagine Ethan Ralph putting spinners on his multiple nipples. Right? Vienna waits for you says, who names their child Been Born Rotten? Sounds like a deathbed confession of a life filled with regrets. Of course they grew up to be a lawyer. What did you expect? Svenger McSpazzy says, interesting Bible take. My favorite funny verses are all from Esther. A woman getting the king drunk to get him to kill his rival with his own noose. Tor Theo says, the ending of Pirates 3 is legitimately R-worded. Dude, when Pirates 3 was over, I saw it in theaters. I was so fucking mad. I'm pretty sure Drexel and I went to Perkins and just bitched about Pirates 3 for hours after that. Oh shit, Polaris 589 says, is someone clipping out the Daily Unbreaded and making a playlist out of them? I don't know. Someone talked about doing that and putting it in order at the end of the book. Jewel Eldora says, you are awesome, Nick. NCFM Women Against False Allegations inspired by you. We need to talk about what Emmer and Klobuchar just passed after this trial. 2022 Believe All Women for Cash and Prizes Act. Ew. Wait, Emmer teamed up with Klobuchar? Damn it, Tom. Strategic Defense Concept says, hey, Nick, you should look into getting Top Music Attorney on YouTube. Oh, I read that one. Ocean Redux says, say in Ralph's voice, I'm the worst in the sector, from the taint to the saint. Jared says, someone probably already asked, but have you seen the video of the guy who fucked around and found out with Mike Tyson? Yes, I did. Jewel Eldora says, $20 comment. NCFM Women Against False Allegations were inspired by you. Klobuchar and Emmer's Believe All Women for Cash and Prizes Act passed. Yikes. Mandy Kravich just says, okay, C. Goody went to the store and told me to become C. Goody for the next few minutes. So how do I do this? I have to fight somebody, right? Well, you have to call someone a fucktard, and you also have to be gay, so grab the Go-Gurt, sweetie. Incinerate says, this is my first hyper chat, and I'm going to waste it on sending you a Twitter link. Horror Amarada wanted you to check. What the fuck is that? Twitter Inception from the Karens. The path to 1 billion followers. Okay, I'll have to read this later, but thank you for doing that. And then Zalcor07 says, what does Millennia think of your vigor? She thinks it's very breaded. Hyper chats are on Odyssey. Hyper chats are on Odyssey, Trippy Liquids. Same as Super Chat, but on Odyssey. And then finally, Almond John 1 says, next time you have the lead attorney on, show him either how, tell him how Amaranth disrespects Simps with a giant pickle, or show him the famous polyamorous couple video. Either way, his reaction should be funny. Oh, dude, I can't wait to have that guy on with Drex and stuff. He's the lead attorney. That is a field ripe for cultivating comedy. Ripe. Did I say right or ripe? I meant ripe. A ripe fertile field for cultivating comedy. Jeff K says, sent you a DM on Insta about drinks, and since I'm paying, lol, can we get a Depp impression? I mean, I can do impressions sometimes, and it's really about the phrasing, isn't it? And the truth which comes through the eyes, but with that the lies come from the rectum. So there you go. There's Johnny Depp, I guess. That's it. There we go. I hope you've all have enjoyed the show. That's the last chat we've got. We're going to wrap this thing up. I'm going to go over to Twitch and do some Elden Ring. I'm going to beat Millennia like her name was Amber Heard tonight. And we're going to finish this fucking encounter. All right, guys. Thanks for hanging out with me tonight. I hope you enjoyed it. It was a blast for me. Of course, I'm toasted, so everything's fun. But we'll see you tomorrow. Make sure I'll tweet out and put on Locals the link to the show that I'm on. By the way, if you're not following me for free on Locals, just to make sure you get notifications, go sign up, man. RicadaLaw.locals.com. That way you don't miss stuff. And I'll put on Locals and on Twitter probably where I'll be on Carrie's channel. I think it's Carrie, right? Shit. I feel bad. Not remember. I'm so bad with names. Carrie Smith. Deprogrammed with Carrie Smith. I'll be on tomorrow at noon. If you want to come hang out with us for a little bit there, that would be great. But I'll try and tweet out the link once I get it and put it up on Locals. But as for right now, let's go over to fucking Twitch for a bit, and then we'll have a little bit of a smash. Tom Grawl says, you were looking for good whiskeys. Bourbon, try Eagle Rare. I have tried Eagle Rare. I've got an empty bottle somewhere. Pretty good. Pretty good. I like it. All right. Thank you, Tom Grawl. This Thomas S. More bourbon is not bad. It's not great. It's not bad. It wasn't really cheap, was it? It was like $70. It's kind of expensive for a bourbon. Yeah. I don't know if I'd buy it again. I'd buy that Thomas Magnus. I would buy that Thomas Magnus every day of the week. That shit is great. All right, guys. I'll catch you over on Twitch. Have a good night. Peace. Peace.
Oh, he drinks a fair bit, but you realize that it just helps get his noggin jogging along. With his glass by his side and his kids asleep tight, we'll hear some lost-plaining tonight. With his microphone muted, we'll laugh at this boomer until he explains it's all part of the plan. Watch his face become redder as he becomes meta, raging at idiots from Twitterland. From the white shores of Maine to the hills of Glenlivet, there's no one who explains the law better than Nick. So pour out a glass for the ones who have passed, make the law what we have now. Oh, his lady is fair, and she handles herself with the grace of one who has borne many children. As the wife of a lawman, she makes sure that he has the time and the place to provide for them there. So pour out an Ardbeg, a Balmore, a Lafroig, the spirits blow as the ones who get unemployed. So pour out a glass for the tea post on Twitter, as we hear lost-plaining tonight. From the white shores of Nam to the hills of Glenlivet, there's no one who explains the law better than Nick. So pour out a glass for the ones who have passed, to make the law what we have now. Oh, the guests are all plentiful, from Dundee to Drexel. They bring their perspective and spice to the mix. But the reason we're here and the one that we cheer is the one who is showcasing us his career. the wide shores of Nairn to the hills of Glenlivet,